Instead of Griswold's minigun, we'll get Electabuzz minigun.
Okay, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
She alive. Is she? Hold up, let me. God damn it. Let me see something. Are people in her box? Are people in her boxes? Are people in her boxes over there? Damn box. Oh well. I'll tune in. How about that? I could tune in. Oh, she taking out the trash real quick.
Daddy.
Huh?
Do you get shots?
What about? Did I get wet?
You get shots, Daddy.
Sauce.
Shots. Shots, Daddy, not shots.
Shots? Oh yes, I got shots. I got shots when I was I got them when I was younger.
Longer.
Yeah. I got them when I was younger.
Not even later.
I still get shots yearly, ain't I?
Daddy.
Yes.
Elmo copying me.
Why is Elmo copying you?
Daddy, Elmo copying me.
Hold on, let me make sure I can hear. Wifey.
Daddy, make Elmo cock.
It's I'm sorry. My apologies.
Make Elmo talk, Daddy. Make Elmo talk.
So while he takes care of little baby Petty and we're waiting on my friend Stefan, I did send out a couple of emails. Boy, I didn't realize how many there was, and I apologize if anybody was missed because there was an induction of requests. Excuse me, I'm pardon my frog today. There was an induction of requests that came in. So if I did miss you, Petty will be uploading that, which we go over in the YouTube. So you will be able to get it there.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
So that way everybody will have a chance. And let me see where Bonehead is because I texted him it. I'm going to say, we are waiting on your ass. This is my best friend. He's actually a friend I met, just to give you guys a little history. He's a friend I met through TikTok. I had been on the coin family side for my beginning existence on TikTok. And I went through a lot of different sellers and had been scammed several times on the TikTok coin family side. To give you an example, I paid $650 for a coin to only found out it was a fake coin. Yes, so there are people that are very horrible.
What coin was it?
There is sellers now that buy stuff on Temu that pay $5 for it, and they sell it for $57. Example, the World War II person will never have their face on money. And the reason he doesn't have his face on money is because he believed that only unalived people will be on money. Think about it, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. So unalived presidents are on money. So he would never, ever, ever have his face on money. So if you see any World War II collecting items that have his face on it, it is a fake. And that's what it was on Temu. That just, he bought that, sold it, and said it was an original World War II stuff. So I, after being scammed several times, I had found RGCM Collectibles. And at the time he was a roof guy, Stefan. And I watched him for 6 months, what stuff he sold, bought a couple items from him, and had them tested, and none of the stuff. There's people that he has that comes in his lives that have been there since the beginning of time, that mod for him.
I am looking for it. I don't know what I did with my
100% reputable person. If you do decide to buy from him, note that he does ship out once a week, and it's a 3-day shipment, because he sends out over 300 packages a week to tell you what kind of stuff he does send out. So he is a very, very trusted creator. When I say bank, I have bank invested in this person and stuff that I have purchased from them. So to start off, let's see if I can get this green screen to come up with the stuff. I just texted him he's live to come in, so let's see if he's coming. Because I want him to give a bit of an introduction before we go to the green screen stuff.
Hey man, am I putting the green screen stuff up, or are you?
Is it easier for you?
No, if it's easier for you, I'm all for it.
Green screen person where you are? You know how many lives I have done that do green screen receipts? I do not.
Okay, give me a second. Let me go screenshot all that while we waiting on him.
So, but this stuff, I am not a professional. I am a professional box person. On my other TikTok name, if you do come into our GCM Collectibles, you will see me on that account. And that's where I work with him to help him and support him. So, why he's screenshining that, and unfortunately, I came live on the wrong phone. So let me bounce down. Well, I'll wait till he comes back and switch over because I can't.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You fine. Go ahead. I heard you.
I'll be right back. So he is here. Can I hear you guys? Can you hear me?
Yes. I'm just.
Okay.
Does that
Stefan,
look
if you want to request a box, I know you're not used to being on that side of things. There he is.
does that look good?
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, her, Ranger Joe.
Does that look good?
Let me set up here.
Yeah, you might have to do one at a time because it might be hard to read.
Okay, I'm going back.
And then we'll big buck Stefan when he gets ready for that. Or until we're ready for that, Pastor. P.A.D. Yeah, a lot of people have it. And again, like I said, this stuff will be up on the green screen. And, I will go over explaining it all too.
I guess it only lets us connect audio.
Oh, you should be able to do a camera. You just did a camera.
It was a picture.
Oh, just click on your spot on your face, and there's a camera button on the top left. Click that.
Yeah, when I hit it, I don't know why. It's a picture of my wall.
Oh, you got to remember to press. Did you press save too on the photo?
Yeah. Can you see me at all? Or
No.
No.
yeah, why is it doing that?
Yeah, when you click on your box, and then in the top left-hand corner, the photo, there's a camera.
Oh, it's
There
flip
you are.
flopping. Here we go. Let me see if I can do a.
Everybody meet my bestie.
Here we go. Ugh. Or I guess let me put it
Yeah,
back.
he's used to being the host, and I'm used to being the box person, so he is not a professional box person, let me tell you.
I'll say I'm not used to the in the box.
But turn it around so everybody can see you and meet you.
So let me do. Here we go. Let me see. Oops.
Hi, Stefan.
So how are you?
So he is our party in the back and business in the front type of guy.
Yeah.
We actually did a live that we raised money for him to shave his head. And then we did it if we reached another level to shave his eyebrows. And then he shaved only one. We made him shave only one. And he
Waxed
had to
it.
go around and tell stories for why he only had one eyebrow. So go ahead, Stefan.
So some of the stuff we have, I'm assuming for the live, it's kind of like a information on collecting silver, gold, all that. It's something we do here, obviously, for our lives normally. It's an easy way to, instead of getting a savings account, all those types of things, you can actually put money into the collection. And it's something that grows actually a lot more than it would be if you went and got a standard bank account. This is savings account at 3% and all that. Way better money when it comes to return on investment. Some numbers that we were actually talking about earlier were just in gold, like from the year 2000 to now. So if you were to actually go put $5,000 into straight gold in the year 2000, you would have gotten at that time around 267, 270 an ounce of gold at that time. Today's time in 2025, we're almost at $2,700 an ounce. It's like 2667. A massive jump. Numbers wise, what that would literally look like is that same 5,000 in 2000 today would be 48,000 like $787. A massive jump, obviously, versus if you had a standard savings account, you're talking at 3% interest, you would have $150 in today's date. So you'd have 5,150. That's literally the difference between the two. I remember in school we were always taught do savings account, put your money in there, and construe interest, get all that, make money on your money. But it's not feasible in today's time. And really, what the bank is doing off of that is they're taking your money, they're putting it into metals and whatever else. They're making money in the stock markets and all that using your funds in the bank. And that's why now when you see banks like in California failing and that kind of stuff, you're seeing them tank, and the people that had money invested in those banks walk away with nothing or a payout. The payout, even if they got their money back, the problem is if you had stuff in those banks, and let's say you had a bunch of money or a bunch of coins, gold, silver, whatever, in a deposit box there, when they go and close and bankrupt out, you get paid out. That doesn't necessarily mean you get your items back. So again, they walk away with your stuff. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, in my opinion, to get any kind of savings account or a safety deposit box at the bank if you're wanting to hold precious metals. It doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, the bank has your assets, and the whole point of silver and gold since the beginning of man has been having a tangible physical asset in your hand yourself. If something happens, I can't go and trade, or if tomorrow the world took a big crapper, there would never be a way to go get that money out. Basically, if you were to go to the banks and let's say a zombie apocalypse, whatever were to occur, and every place was closed, it was chaos and all that. What are you going to try and do? Go to a bank and go into your safety deposit box and get money out in one of the most fortified areas or places there is? You would never get your money in there. You'd never get into the vault or the safe. So you'd be SOL in reality. Where I can take gold, I can take silver, whatever, myself, keep them in my own hands, have them here, buy whatever I need to, trade whatever I need to, all in physical time. It makes so much more sense to keep it. And then obviously you would need to at that time as well is secure your assets. And that is obviously keeping your house safe, keeping the items safe, whatever.
And a safe. You keep your items in your own home and you're safe.
Literally.
Now, the other thing is if you withdraw all your dollar bills from the bank, it is a piece of paper. It is
Worthless.
toilet paper.
It is
That's
worthless.
all it is toilet paper.
Money isn't worth a thing in reality. So I always look at it as and tell people. So imagine I have or actually here. So if I've got, let's say it's $100 bill in my hand, and I've got a gold coin. I set them on fire. One of them becomes nothing, and it's completely worthless. One of them does absolutely nothing, and I can still have it, use it, spend it, and it's the exact same value as it was before I burned it. This doesn't make sense to me to invest in or to hold on to versus this. Like, now that's not talking stocks, that kind of market and all that. That's a high risk market as well. But so is gold. Gold is basically a low risk. Silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium are high risk, high reward. Silver kind of stays around the same and it grows. Gold always grows. Palladium, rhodium, platinum are volatile markets, so they jump a ton. There's always jumping up and down with them, and I guess you can consider that kind of like the stock market of the metals realm. You buy low on those three precious metals, and you sell when it's high, and make your quick buck on it. Which the government and everybody else obviously does that.
To give you an example, Stefan, is rhodium. Rhodium in 2020 was $17,000 an ounce, a troy ounce, which we got to explain ounce and troy ounce too, Stefan. In 2021, it was $14,000. In 2022, it was $12,000. Today, it is $4,750.
Yeah, rhodium is actually more expensive than gold. It's much rarer than gold. Someone asked, does that go for jewelry as well? So another thing that we do is gemstones and everything as well. Gemstones and jewelry. It is precious metals, and there's different categories when it comes to jewelry that you're looking at. There's like historical jewelry, which is the same with the collection. There's historical pieces, historical coins, historical currency. Then you have basically, and instead of historical, you go into like straight, made for its weight style stuff. So you're buying it for the gold, the silver, the platinum. Then you go into like collector's pieces, which is like you go into like a high end or a limited edition series, and that stuff normally it's driven by the maker, like, and by the limited resource. So that's what makes that stuff jump, tremendously up and down as well. But when it comes to jewelry, jewelry people have held on to forever. I always think of it like look back to like ancient times, Roman times, that kind of stuff. What did they always have? What did they always trade with? They had metals, jewelry, gems. Look back to the Goonies. Like what do they have in the pirate ship? It was gold, silver, gemstones. Like this is stuff that will be traded forever. It will never change. It has always been a want and have to have since the beginning of mankind to the end of mankind. That's already been set pretty much in stone.
And you also have collections. It's like there's different sides of collections when it comes to silver and gold as well. The gold piece that he was holding up is called a prospector gold. It is a 1/10 ounce. It was made by Freddie Dodge, hand stamped. And there's only like, 1,000 made a year?
They do 100 a year of them. That is, let me grab. So
And last year, just our group alone was able to obtain 50 of them. Was it 50 or 25, Stefan?
we ended up selling probably a total of around 50 of them last year.
Our group holds 50% of that. So we are driving the value for only having 50% of the 100 that was sold. So now this value is going to be higher than the straight gold value of what it is before for a troy ounce because it is rare, because there was only 100 manufactured, and most of the people that bought it are people that are holding it
Yes.
for a value because we don't want to sell it. We want it to gain value. So we paid $300 for it last year. And
Last year was 280 when we bought them. They're now like 325, like around 325 to 330.
and that's just
Which,
what flat rate price is for the ounce price.
well, and that's way below. So if I was to go to AppMax or something like that, you're in like the 380s on a 1/10 to go buy direct from the mint, versus we'd be around like the 325, 330 tops. A significant difference, almost $50.
But you can't go based off Stefan's prices because he only makes $2 to $3 on everything he sells. When he buys stuff, he buys it at a discount, $2 or $3 above the market price, and or 2 to 3% above market price, and then he only makes $2 to $3 on that. So if you went to buy that on eBay or at another collector, that prospector we were talking about, I looked it up. It's between $500 and $585, depending on the seller.
So, and especially 2017. So in 2017, they actually did the gold show, and they were going in. They were like digging up gold and all that. They actually made these on the show. He struck them with an actual hammer die, an old school hammer die. So they actually take the coin, melt it, or the gold and melt it, and strike it with a hammer that has the design of the obverse and reverse on it, and they strike it one time both sides, and does it one time, so no two coins are alike out of those 100. It was Gold Rush. Literally, these were all hand stamped by him, and he hand stamped them up until I think it was like 2018 or 2019, and now he actually has a die stamp where he actually has a machine, holds it, pushes it down, and actually pressurized stamps it. But he still only makes 100 of them by hand and by natural gold out of the mountains there in Colorado, which drives the want for them obviously up as well due to limited supply and the demand for them. Supply and demand run a lot of that. Well. And he does a lot of stuff. He does opals, he does silver and gold, but gold is their main thing. That's always been like their biggest thing, which a lot of them. So I was looking the other day, and if you took all the gold in the world, this is all the gold we have, and you were to put it into bars and stockpile it on a football field, it would fill the field. That is it, 6 foot high. That is all. Like there isn't like astronomical amounts of gold that we have and stuff like that. It's actually not that much out there. And that's why so little is worth so much. So this is, I have a bunch of examples in my pouch just so I don't forget to show you guys. But
and while he's doing that, hold on, let's explain the difference between a troy ounce and a regular ounce. So just so you guys know, there's a troy ounce that you guys use for measuring, or an ounce that you use for measuring when you're measuring cooking stuff. Us ladies know that stuff. Well, there's also a troy ounce, and a troy ounce is what precious metals are done in. So a regular ounce is 28.3495 grams. So if you have 28.3495 grams of a liquid, that's what an ounce is. But in precious metals, if you have 31.1035 grams, that's how many grams takes to make 1 ounce of a precious metal. So there's almost 3 ounces difference. It's 2.5 ounces different between a regular ounce and a troy ounce.
This is 1 ounce. This is 1 ounce of silver, like is only that. So that's 31.1 grams of silver.
The measurements again, just somebody wants to write it down. A regular ounce that you use for measurements for cooking is 28.3495.
Yes.
And a troy ounce is 31.1035. And this is all in the documentation PDF that Pastor Petty has behind his head and that he's going to post on the YouTube. So I put a lot of stuff together for you guys to see.
31.1 is what we all basically use. You'll even see it on coins. Some coins and some bars, you'll actually see 31.1 grams will be listed on it. That is our troy ounce. That's what we basically use for everything across the board. Like when it comes to coins and all that. The difference to show you of so you've got this is 1 ounce of silver, and this is 1 gram of gold. This little piece there, that's as flat as paper, that is the difference between a 1 gram. So there's 31.1 of these into this. Now with gold, a 1 ounce, it would be like this. Or they can be even smaller. Just depends on how thick the coin is. Like,
And also, just to give an example, that 1 gram of gold that you just showed is selling on your store for, what is that, 110?
so this is actually an old carat bar that I have in my personal collection. These guys sell like the 130s and up. They don't make them anymore. But normally a 1 gram for me, depending on the day, like I sold some last week, they were 102. I normally go by the day. So whatever spot is at is where I mess around at, and is what I get it at. So we can hit, normally I'm a little above of what spot. Now spot in gold is different than spot in silver. Spot in silver, if it's $30, I normally am selling at 33. When it comes to gold, you'll see melt could say $70 or 75, but the actual market for buying gold is 105 to 130s. And especially when you go to mints online, they have to pay for a building, employees, brick and mortar, stores, locations, shipping. They have a lot more into it. So yes, they have a big name like P.AME.C, Monument, all those guys, but you're also paying above for the what you want to call security in a way, or safety feeling of knowing you're getting something legit. Now that is at the same time, obviously on here, be very careful. In about 6 years of TikTok being here, there's a lot of people that will come in and to sell fakes for a minute. They're here for a minute until people realize, and they're gone. So it's just like anything else. Do your due diligence to make sure that that person is legit. Whether that's asking or like what we kind of do in the group, you send $1, see if they get it, then send the money. Like, kind of test it. Buy something smaller, go get it checked, and if you're good to go, kind of roll again, check again, and move from there. The worst case scenario is you walk away with a bunch of fakes, which right now.
And hold on before you go into the fake stuff on. Some of the things that I've been seeing in the chat, how do you insure it with your home? Stefan and I each have an extra special homeowners policy that we buy extra to cover our precious metals. So for example, we keep them in a safe that is grounded to the house. Oops, sorry, that wasn't working now. We keep them in a safe that's grounded to our house. We have big safes. Everything's insured. We also collect, like he said, gemstones, other collectibles like Pokemon cards, football cards, baseball cards. All this stuff you need to make sure that you get an extended policy on your homeowners or a separate one.
It's not expensive.
I prefer to do a separate because then it's not under my umbrella of my homeowner's insurance. This way I know I have $500,000 in collectibles and I have an insurance policy for my $500,000.
Yeah.
You have to take pictures and document what you have. I keep a spreadsheet with everything I have in my house. I have photos that I print out that I keep in my fireproof safe. That I have everything that if something, God forbid, happens to my house, I get, has a bad issue happen, that everything is in several different places. All my documentation is also stored on a backup account.
Take pictures.
Yep. So you want to have everything. This is a hobby that requires dedication.
Yeah.
Because if you don't see why you're A, you're going to be SOL. My favorite 3-letter words.
Just like anybody else, also through time, whether they have a big house, fancy cars, whatever it is, the more you have and the more people know about it, the more you could be a target for potentially something happening. And 9 times out of 10, it ends up being a family member or someone closest to you that is the one that ends up doing something, unfortunately, stealing whatever. So that's where having that extra security, and it's like $10 a month, $15 a month, it makes sense. You might as well do it. Someone asked about TikTok. So with TikTok, my feeling on the TikTok thing right now is everyone thinks it's going to go. I think they're saying even if they do ban TikTok, that they're going to, you'll still have the app. Everyone that already has it, you just won't be able to be downloaded anymore. You just won't get updates. So we can actually, I believe we can still host lives and all that, even if it does go. Worst case, I'm also on Telegram. We're on Facebook, and then we're actually starting up YouTube and everything as well.
Which will be great. So, and then also he has a website that we've been working with GoDaddy that we'll be posting more stuff on his website. He has it still underneath his old name, and we're trying to get it moved over to his LLC name. So,
yeah.
Also, one of the questions was if I have silver quarters and nickels or quarters and nickels. Yeah, listen to me. Quarters and dimes.
Quarters and dimes.
Yeah, sometimes that stuff is based on how many were minted that year. It is definitely worth its weight in silver.
Condition.
And its condition. You could have a beat up piece of one, but there was 80 million minted. It's not worth but the price of silver.
So literally for silver coins, old coins, if you're going to collect old coins, you want to collect like the 1796 drape bust. That's the small eagle quarters, the first very old coin, beginning coins for the U.S. The 1796 to 1807 drape, that is the drape bust dimes. Your 1838 to 1891 seeded Liberty quarters. Then you're going to do 1839 to 1866. Those are seeded Liberty half dollars with no motto on them. It will not say "In God We Trust." And then 1892 to 1916, silver barber quarters. And then you can go up into the U.S. state quarters and everything when it comes to the later years up to 64.
Morgans are a big
easy,
thing.
cheap way. Morgans, Morgan dollars, peace dollars. But a lot of people love the old school U.S. stuff. Especially a lot of old school clients love old school U.S. And it's easy to hold, and you always have it in your hands, and it is super easy to get money from. A stock or a bond or anything else, you have to go close it out, sell it, wait for the money. It could take days to weeks. Silver, I can go to anybody and sell it right now to their hand and have cash. And if something were to happen, market crash, war, whatever here, it is tradable and it is globally accepted. Gold and silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium is globally accepted everywhere. You can go to any country, cash it in on the spot. So it makes sense on that level.
And also buying from different countries, silver and gold. Silver and gold is basically the same. You do have some differential, but you got to also look at the purity when you're buying something from a Chinese government. Our gold is 24 karat gold, where their gold might be 20 karat, 18 karat. They might have more impurities in the gold. So your best bet is to buy a higher quality with less impurities.
Silver certificates, those as well. So silver certificates hold a value as in collectible, like a collectible series kind of thing. They hold, like the old silver certificates, red certificates, all that, they hold value on a collectible level.
Did you have a question, Patty?
I was gonna. So these new 5s, 10s, 20s that are only in certain states that are lined with gold or made.
Yeah, gold backs.
Yeah.
So the new Florida ones.
Stefan has some of them. Show them.
So new Florida ones, all that kind of stuff. State ones. Gold backs are actual gold. Let me grab a couple.
I got one somewhere around here.
I have about 50 of them, to be honest.
So
Because you can get them between $8 and $13 if you do the $1.
So this is one series, which is just a fisherman series.
I got that.
And they're 24 karat gold. Like
Okay.
the new ones, or the
Yeah.
Florida for the state. They are just now coming out, and they actually did them in smaller quantities than what they did before. So there's actually, or smaller denominations. There's actually smaller ones that they haven't done before, like the halves and stuff, and then the $1. But they're the same thing. It's gold. It's 24 karat gold. It's actually like a poly sheet of gold is how they make them, but it is pure gold.
So it is good to buy those
Yeah,
because
yeah. Just be careful. Be careful what you're buying. So there's two mentalities you have to look at this, and I used to be one of these mentalities. I'm now both. There is a stacker mentality. There is a collector mentality. A stacker stacks for the cheapest price they can ever get for anything. They don't care what is on it. They don't care about color, design, none of that crap. They just want weight of an item. I want 1 ounce of gold. I want 1 ounce of silver or 10 ounces of silver, whatever. They're only collecting for the pure value of the metal itself. Then there is a collector or a collectible silver. You get into those, and that is this style stuff.
right.
Pokemon, He-Man, whatever, collector style silver. It is colorized. It's cool. It's neat. It's limited. It's just cool. That is collector style. Now the difference though is
My big panda.
like that. It'd be so if you went to get. I guess I should show one of these. So a normal standard just Scottsdale bar, right, is a 1 ounce. People buy them just for silver stacking. That's it. So right now you'd be around $33 with spot. If you go to a mint and stuff, you're probably 35 to 38. After shipping, you could be into 40s. This guy though, you go to get them, and they might be selling at 80 to 120. They might be limited, a low mintage. What drives people to them is the rarity, the coolness, all that. So there is a difference in that price level. Now, in today's time, it makes sense collector-wise and stacker-wise to do both. If it were down to an end of the world situation, the metal's only worth what the metal's worth is how people look at it. It's only worth the silver. Why would I pay for colorized? But the world hasn't fallen to shit. So if I can go buy this for 40 and sell it for 100, I would make way more than you would buying this for 33 and selling it for 33. Like that's the mentality you have to look at from a collector and a stacker side of it. I do both. I collect just raw silver that I want, just for the stacking ability. I buy colorized cool stuff. This is from my collection because it's neat and it's cool.
And I
Like
am a both. I do stacker and I do regular or
Does
collectible
do the bills fall into stacker or collection?
collection.
collection.
The
Collection on a
gold,
level
you mean the gold
of,
bills? The gold bills?
Yes, the gold.
They're both. They
Oh,
are
yeah, that's
stacker
both.
because of the gold, but they're collectible because there's only certain ones minted, and you're not going to pay if it's a grain of gold. You're not going to pay your rate per gram. You're going to pay the price of a collectible item.
Let me go find mine because mine look beautiful. It's this beautiful lady on mine. Let me go get find mine.
So literally your gold backs are like the Fisherman series was a lower minted series. So people are collecting them more for the series, for it itself, than they are for the gold. It's a double whammy. You're getting it, you can get it for a loved one who loves fishing, or a kid or a grandkid, whatever, that loves fishing, all that. You could get them for that reason, but also because it's 24 karat gold. It's worth the
It's in a
gold as well.
protective case, Queen. That's why it's so shiny. And
Yeah.
also give an example oh, and then I have 3 questions to be answered. But for example, I just have a new nephew that was born, and my new nephew every year for his birthday, like for his birth, I got him a gram of gold, and he got me a colorized baby boy collector's coin. So now that is every year for his birthday, I'm going to give him something. So when he goes in 25 years or 18 years and trades that all in, he's going to have quite the investment in himself, or
Yes.
quite the beginning of a collection. One of the questions were, where do they get the gold backs? They can get the gold backs from Stefan, but you
So
can also get
I
them.
sell gold backs. I sell all these items. let me see if I can. Let me flip my camera around. So this is actually our live room.
Can somebody clear the comments for me? That's a mod real quick. Just hold on, guys. We're gonna, that's fine. Write the questions and I'll try to write them down and ask. But if a mod could clear the chat for a second.
This is
Thank you,
like
mod.
our live table, basically. So I saw from this weekly, which there's collector stuff, there's stacker stuff, you name it. We do jewelry, we do everything. We do cards, collectibles. I mean, pretty much
Chains, gold
everything.
chains, silver chains.
Uranium glass. We've gotten a lot into collectibles recently, just because it's been fun.
There's a Disney bill.
Like there is Disney's. Like these are. This is an
You
old
can turn the chat back on.
1980s.
Thank you, mod.
That's like an old 1980s Mickey Mouse. And what's cool with these is they had a silver coin in them. They have their info, everything on them as well. It's a limited edition item. All Disney stuff sells for much bigger money. But you could also write
You
it
can put the comments back on. Thank you.
to, like write it to a family member, a kid, whatever. And you had 1991, the Pluto side, 1990, the Mickey Mouse side. These were a cool gift. And Disney Silver gets big jumps in price when it comes to collector value as well. Online, the Mint actually sells these for $90 a piece, plus $12 shipping. I do them at $40.
Does that give you an idea of where his pricings is? This is why I buy from him.
So I bulk buy or I make deals. I am 24/7 working deals all day long. That's for gold, silver, collectibles, you name it.
He is not on Whatnot. He does not like Whatnot's forum because
No.
Whatnot is taxed and everything. Stefan actually includes the tax part for Ohio in his pricing. So at the end of
We're
the year,
tax free.
but I'm saying when you sell something, you
Yeah.
include the tax and stuff. And then his shipping is, if you want priority, it's $12. And if you want standard shipping, it's going to be going up to $8.
Yeah, we're at 6 and 10 right now, but
Yeah, it's going to be 8 and 12
they're
once they
going
do.
up.
Yeah. But just to give you guys an idea, and then I bulk ship. So he ships to me once a month, and if it's $27 to ship to me, I pay $27, but I only get shipped once a month.
Here's your second box, Smithy. That's
Yeah, so
actually
this tells you that's my shipment, one of my shipments. So another question was vintage versus new silver. Explain the
Yeah.
difference between silver that is an older silver
Yeah.
bar versus like a newer silver bar.
So when it comes to old school and new age, this
And
is
if I
what's
miss
really
questions, please repeat them because I'm trying to read and talk.
so I'll give you this is actually a bar we did here in the group. And what I do is I actually bring in collections. So I'll say, hey, we're gonna do this, guys, this week. And I'll bring stuff in. If the group really likes it, let's say we do 30 or 20, 30, 40, whatever of them, we will hammer that and try and do the whole collection or go through all of them as we can and collect them basically together. So this is one we did that's an old OPM, which is Ohio Precious Metals. They were actually an old company back in the 70s and 80s that made silver bars. What's really cool is they actually took over here in Ohio the old Campbell's Soup Factory here in Ohio. And so what they did was for their very first bar they ever produced, because that location was known for making Campbell's mushroom soup, they actually did a mushroom on their very first bars they released. So these are the OPM, the Ohio Precious Metals first bars they released with the mushrooms on them. So people
I don't
collect
go
these
live on
because
this
of that.
account. I go live on my other account for his side. Make sure you follow RGCM Collectibles 1.0. That's where I go in the box under my other screen name, which is Smith Crafty Corner. I have two different sides because I tried to keep them separate. But Smith Crafty Corner, if you look that up, I am private, but if you put it through and send a message that you're from Pastor Petty's Silver or Collectibles Alive, I will accept you through. You know how evil this side is. I really second guessed us doing this because I was afraid of it. But you know, this is a very good thing. Pastor Petty was doing the learning with you guys, giving you finances. So I really thought this was an opportunity for you guys to learn another way to save.
That is like an older bar or an older collectible bar. If you're talking older like US, then you go into these guys,
Which is my favorite coin. The
which is
Cap
literally like
Bucks.
your bust halves. And the reason they were bust halves was because the woman's bust was showing a little bit. It was actually a very provocative coin then that the people actually hated. The people at the time hated, thinking it was way too risque for the time frame or the time period, which is really funny compared to today's time. What you see, but her bust was visible, so back then that was frowned upon. But this is a highly collectible coin when it comes to older U.S. stuff. That's your Barbers, your Wheaties, Barber dimes, quarters, halves, dollars, peace dollars, Morgans. All of those are older U.S. And that is older U.S. as in the 1790s to today's time, even with our proof sets and stuff we still make at the U.S. Mint and everything now still today, which is these guys here have become the ASE. This is the 2024 ASE. I've got the 2025s actually coming. These are 1 ounce silvers. This is what they've become or changed into today's time, and one of the highly collective coins now. Now, some old bars or old school period was like the Ohio Precious Metals one I showed. There's actually much older even than that.
Golden State Mint.
We even do old World War II stuff, which was World War II. Obviously, was not the Allied side. That silver, we actually do that kind of stuff. History wise, doesn't mean we back that. It is a historical item.
And then another question says, is somebody says they have a sports card collection, and then how do they find out their worth on the sports cards?
So sports card, what stinks with sports card collections is,
Hey, Jim Babalaba.
or what's crazy is when it comes to cards. So cards have skyrocketed huge in the last couple years with with TikTok mainly, and then whatnot now, doing breaks and doing these card breaks. And we are seeing some of the biggest numbers we've ever seen in cards, ever, in the millions. It's crazy. A lot of old school stuff, if it's duplicate style stuff where there was tons and tons of it, the more readily available, the less they're normally valued. The harder to get or the less made, the higher the value. What stinks with a lot of old school cards is you got to go through them, and you're going to see like 50 cents, $1, and that kind of stuff. But then you come into like Rose, like Pete Rose and stuff like that. You hit those kind of cards, and you're talking a much different amount of money.
Also, they have apps that you can download, but you do have to pay for them. Some of them are free, but the ones that are good, like PCGS, write this down, people. PGCS. You can scan a picture of your app or of your coin that you have, and then they help you find out what it is, what its mintage is, and all that stuff. PCGS is one of the minters and are the graders of coins and stuff. So they have an app out, but again, that is a paying app. There's also an app for cards that you can scan your card, and it'll tell you what the rarity is of it and everything, and what the estimated street value is. So what this estimated value is what it could be. So if you have a $375 coin or card, that means you just got to find a buyer for $375. It doesn't mean it could possibly be worth. Now, if anybody knows Pokemon, this is a Charizard. They are one of the hard to get and most sought after coins, and that's our card, and that's probably about a $500 card.
So that one, I'm actually gonna have it graded. If it grades what I think it is, it'll be worth $1,600 to $1,900. I paid $200 for it in a deal I did.
So, and this is what he does. He goes and like, if somebody's selling something for $550 and he think, nope, I can get a better pricing. PCGS. Yes, that's correct. he will hunt and hunt and hunt to find the better deal for you. And like he said with that card, if it's like worth $1,600, but he got it for 200, he's only going to sell it to you for 205.
PCGS, that's the grader. They are the ones who will grade the coin and actually say what it's actually worth. This is actually a coin recovered underneath the World Trade Center when it was destroyed. This was actually in the
That's pretty
basement.
cool.
Like, so this was actually found in the vaults in the basement of the rubble of the World Trade Center when it was hit by the planes. And it's actually been verified, graded, all that.
Yeah,
Now,
I have a couple coins. I have a Canadian coin. I have a Jamaica coin that was found in the rubbish because you got to remember, in the bottom of the World
there was a
Trade
bank.
Center was a huge vault.
Yeah, they had a bet. There used to be a bank back in the day, and then they had a big giant vault like that was down there. But on that
Coins
same
graded.
note, be super careful. A lot of people, eBay is the biggest selling platform in the world, but there are a lot of scammers and a lot of people sell fakes on there. So I don't just buy from rando people. I've made connections through a very long time of doing this. And we actually, here in Ohio, we scan and check every item when it comes to precious metals wise before they can come out to the table. The shop has to do it. We actually make sure that everything's checked as well. Unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of these platforms, there's room for a lot of people to do some bad too.
Yeah, so that's why I said you can buy it from anywhere. You just got to make sure you're doing a trusted source.
Yes. These are actually some old samurai notes. So these are actually from the 1600s. They were actually samurai money back in the day that they actually used, and they call them samurai notes. Like, but it's another thing that we've brought in before for the table. I mean, we do some historical items, that kind of stuff. They even used to have back in that time, which was ridiculous. Again, we don't agree with it, but they had like slave money that they had back in the day, and they actually had bracelets made of bronze, and they used that for money and trading. Like, we've had those before. Even there's things that have been used since the beginning of time. Romans coins and Japanese, Chinese, you name it. We've had them before and brought them in because we do like to educate on the items too and kind of talk about them as we bring them in as well. Again, that doesn't mean we agree with what was behind the item, but it was still something in history that we should know about and should talk about. Like, so as hard as those subjects are and all that, there's still a need for them. The worst thing people can do is forget about history and repeat it. Like, so
And then
we
also
try to
he
bring
can
in
get
some
his
cool
stuff in
stuff.
like Roman coins and stuff like that. But I do have two questions I want to get through real quick from the chat. One is a Barbie collection.
Yeah.
How do the Barbie collections fare out on the stuff?
So Barbies, what's funny is, so today's generations don't collect. This is what's crazy. So glass and all that took a huge dive, but it's making its way back. Beanie Babies took a huge dive, but they're still actually being sold. And the very first series of all those are selling in the 15,000, 5,000, 3,000 range still today. People still collect them. Like, so there's still collectors out there. Just we're being taught to minimalize and not own things. Why would you do that? So people don't have money of their own. You're dependent upon, a government or something else. Um, Everything you see here, we could always sell immediately to get cash for. Um, but like, I know Barbies, my mom actually collects them still. There is actual collectors out there looking for certain ones that will pay big money for certain Barbies. We actually do a Barbie coin, and my wife actually collects them, and they drop a Barbie for every year, and it's a Barbie silver coin. So we actually bring those in too. They still sell today. We literally still are selling uranium glass and stuff on the live. We've been bringing in recently just because it's so neat. Where it glows from the UV from uranium being in it. It's actually having a huge jump, a big comeback because of TikTok and whatnot. Like, which I freaking love it. I think it's so cool. Actually, let me see. So I know. So we just did these last live. So these are actually old uranium plates. And what's neat, the light in here, they won't show up as easy.
And then after that, I do have 2 more questions, Stefan, so that we don't lose track of them.
Let me. I think I've got a marble on my desk. It'll glow a lot brighter.
You have it in your display in the back. You have some uranium glass.
The light
Maybe
on
put it in the TG group, Lamira. That's why everybody's here. But you see how it glows.
See the green glow? That's the actual uranium underneath the UV light, a black light. So we've been doing those recently just because it's super cool. That's all glass from the Depression era, from the 1910s, 20s. It just another thing that's neat or interesting.
Okay, the other 2 questions is, what is the average cost of getting an item graded? And the second question is, how do you test your coins at home to make sure they're real?
So everything that I buy is directly from mints and all that. Just I get a discount versus a normal buyer. Then also the shops that I work with X-ray and check them. Then I actually do what is called a ping test. So I actually sell ping test kits. It's a little kit. It comes with a plastic holder that will actually hold the coin and a little wooden stick. You download the app and you actually ping it, and the vibration and the noise actually tells you what metal it is. It's actually the most accurate form of testing coins there is in the world. So we actually sell those in the live. We do direct sales, side sales.
And he doesn't have a sample of the ping testers because we sold them out the other night.
Actually,
you
so
have
I
one?
do have. So you would actually take one
Grab a silver off your table, Stefan. Grab one of
and
your
do them like that.
and one of your fakes and show them the listen the difference.
Let me see if I got. Now I just got to see if I have my. Now we also do the magnets we sell as well, which are super strong earth magnets. And they will actually tell you the difference between a fake as well.
He's in the mid part of Ohio. That's just where we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm out in Mount Vernon.
Stefan!
Nobody bad would want to visit me. Trust me. Collectors don't just collect coins. With my ping, I am not sure where my ping is at.
That's fine. But the other question was grading as well. So there are testing kits that you can buy, but you put the coin, show them a coin off the table. Grab one off the table.
You would take an actual, so it'd actually be a loose coin, but I'm just going to have this one covered. But you would take the coin, put it into it. There's a little wooden mallet, and you take it and you ping it on, and it goes bing. Now with silver, you can normally hear silver. It has a certain ting to it when it clinks together versus non-silver coins have a high-pitched ting. But the app will actually, on your phone, pick up the frequency from the sound and actually tell you what metal it is. It is this tool right here, if you go around to stores or to local swap meets and that kind of thing, is where the most fakes in the world are ever sold at. So it makes 1,000,000% sense to take one of these with you to verify your stuff.
And
first.
what is the price on them? They can also get them on Amazon, correct?
I think I want to say it was like 30 or they're 38 bucks for them. And it comes with all the stuff with it for them. Then the special earth magnet actual testers as well. So on silver, you'll actually feel like a force where it won't magnetize to it, but you'll feel it push back against the actual magnet, and it almost makes like when you put 2 magnets against each other, you feel that force field. It's like that on the silver. On non-silver coins, which this one's aluminum, so it won't do it. Or actually, here, I got some fakes I was going to show you guys. So which they're doing really good at fakes nowadays too. So on fakes, you won't feel anything, or they'll magnetize to them. Like you'll feel no force against it. These are actual fakes that are going around right now.
And look, they're
These are,
still in what they call lollipops. They're still in their lollipops.
and that's Scottsdale, a
And
major
it's
mint.
Scottsdale. So you would think if you went to a store, because they're in the lollipops and they say Scottsdale, that you're buying real stuff, but those are fakes inside there.
Yeah, these are complete fakes. There's no silver in them at all. And Scottsdale is a major mint, a very big mint. These are going around like hotcakes on the internet right now. They have been for the last year. So are the fake ASEs. Timu makes them and all them. You can buy them for like $2, and people are selling them as well. You can feel nothing, no pushback, nothing to it. Like,
And I do suggest you get a heavy earth magnet if
yes,
you're going to start
That
collecting
was fake.
coins. That was a
yes,
fake. Yep.
yeah.
Show it again so
This
everybody
is
can
a
see it.
fake. That is a fake, and it looks straight legit. These guys, the Scottsdale bars, look straight legit. Those are all fakes. I have a buddy who actually went on eBay and bought a $2,800 gold coin. He brings it in. It was in a graded slab. We X-rayed it, and it was fake. It was literally tungsten with gold plate over top of it.
Which
And
was real 24 karat gold plating.
yeah,
But
but
when
it
you
wasn't a
X-ray them, you
$2,800
can tell what's
coin.
underneath them.
These guys are faked a lot. So they fake these old Libertads, which they actually used to trade around the world, one of the biggest trades around the world. Total fake. That is an eBay buy where a guy went on eBay and bought it, paid $120 for it. It's worth $2, if that. Like,
This is why I try telling you guys, trust who you buy from. You don't have to buy from Stefan if you don't want to, but please go to a trusted person. Make sure they are X-rayed. Make sure that they come with COAs if they're specialized pieces. You want to make sure. Yeah, you just seen he's using the earth magnet right now.
this
Just see
is
that they're fakes.
this I bought off of eBay myself just to prove they were fake because they never made these back in World War II. They were the German side, the bad side at that time. But they sell these for like $50 to $80 on eBay. They never made these. They are not real. So I bought one just to show people.
Oh, on gold.
It is
Does the
literally
earth magnets
fake.
work on gold, Stefan?
And so the ping test is what works on gold. Gold, you have to have the ping test because they gold plate other metals. So they'll take gold and put it over, but the core of it will be made of another metal, and it tricks X-rays even. This year at one of the major shows, they were selling 1 ounce Canadian maples. They were selling them for $2,600 a piece. One buyer bought 100 of them. One of the buyers took it out and he ping tested it, and it was straight fake. They cut it in half. The entire middle was tungsten. It was they were all fake. Like,
And
so
like he said,
that's the
everything is
most
X-rayed
accurate.
that he has because he gets it from a store that does $1.2 million in sales a day.
Yeah, they also grade collections and stuff as well for people.
And go out and appraise them and stuff like that. They do everything there,
Yeah,
from
they've been around a
jewelry
long
to
time.
gems to Hummels to anything like that the store has. And they're pretty reputable company. The other question, Stefan, that we missed was how much does it cost average to get things graded? And
So
explain
graded,
why it's different.
there's a couple different companies that you can deal with if you're wanting to grade coins, cards. There's even some that'll grade all types of things. So PCGS is your biggest one. They've been around the longest. CAC just came out this year, which they used to actually be a second grader that would actually verify a grader's grade. So they would be a second company, like a second word basically. They actually just created their own company this year. For grading normally, for a normal person to go in and grade, there's a lot of different like factors. If you just take a normal coin in and have it graded, a normal coin, let's say it's a 1 ounce, whatever, you're normally going to be somewhere around $50 after shipping, the grading cost, then shipping it back to you and all that. That is your lowest tier possibility. Now, some coins are based on the value of them. So let's say you have an old coin worth $5,000. They can actually do a percentile grade fee on you, where they actually take a percentage of the value. So not only are you paying to get it graded, but then you have to pay a percentage of that coin as well. So if it was 5,000, you might pay $150. So it depends on the coin, but most coins, what we do is we'll bulk them together and send in. But normally to $40 to $50 is your standard. That is shipping it to the person or the place to get it checked, them grading it, them shipping it back and insuring it. You're normally around that cost. Now, if you want to go into other factors like an error and that kind of
Hold on,
stuff,
Stefan. Go
you're
ahead,
going to pay
Petty.
way more.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all follow RGCM, not me.
Collectibles.
Yeah, collectibles. Follow. If y'all are interested in buying, follow his account.
Yeah, not my wifey account.
Yeah, follow his account, please.
Because I'm Smith Crafty Corner on the other side. So when you hear my voice, you will see Smith Crafty Corner on the other side. Again, if you want to look that account up, you want to follow that account, please go in and send me a message right away that says from Pastor Petty's Coin Live, and then I will accept you. I try to keep my husband's side of the BS separate from my coin family side, only because I work very closely with Stefan to work with his business, so I cannot have convolution between the two, but I will support people that are truly interested in buying. But I
Yeah,
just don't want the bullshit that comes from this side. That's all.
I
I'm
know
being
your
frank.
guys'
I'm being very
side.
honest.
I know y'all's side I've heard is very close and like a family. Our side is the same thing. We're basically the coin side of the realm of TikTok. We educate, we collect together, we get stuff for you guys. We try to find the best deals there are possible out there to get you guys the savings on that end. We do charity events for families, for
Well, don't
lost
talk about that on
jobs,
this side. Don't talk
all
about
types
that
of
on this
stuff.
side. That's a
Like,
bad omen.
That's wifey at this point. It's fine.
but that's
It's fine.
that is group member stuff. It's not random
Yeah,
people
it's
though.
not like we go out and get off a
Like,
random. It's a group of
It's
people that get together to support each family member.
yeah.
I've been friends with Plamira. You see in here, you'll see Jim Babalaba, which is Jim Bobalubin. You'll see Jay Warren. A lot of these people I've been friends with on the coin side for well over almost, some of them are newer, but I've been at least 2 years with most of them. And I've been on that side for almost 5 years with Stefan.
Jackie's
Jackie,
been
yep, Jackie's another
Jackie.
one that's our family member and stuff.
She's been
So
here for
they
five,
buy.
six
If you
years.
have people that come in and buy maybe $50 worth of stuff, you have people that come in and buy thousands of dollars worth of stuff in this live
Every show.
every show. So you will see a different values. Tree Warren, you're not new.
There's Dustin. Like
Dustin's another
they
one.
have been in our group for 5, 6 years buying, and this is weekly, multiple shows every week, buying every single live. For Christmas, we actually just gave out a bunch of stuff for Christmas for everybody in the group. We gave them all collector items. We do giveaways and stuff. So it's just something fun. But the side of it that is the most interesting is the side of it really can help you, and you don't have to have thousands of dollars to be able to buy with us. We sell stuff from $2 to $2,000. Everybody can get something, and we sell gold in small pieces in what they call gold shot. It's little balls of gold, so you can have $10 all the way up to 5,000, whatever you want, but you can stack it, and it's all about weight. Don't ever listen to people about, I'm going to wait for silver to drop. I'm going to wait for gold to drop. You don't stop buying. It halts your amount. Gold and silver is about the long haul and the most amount. So a 1 ounce gold coin is selling for almost $2,700. A 1 gram is selling at 102, like to 130. So
And this
if
time,
you can only buy a
November,
gram, buy a gram. If you can buy an ounce, buy an ounce. If you can buy only a $10 ball, buy a $10 ball. But it's every paycheck. If you can do 10 or $20, put it into silver or gold and get that much. We have small amounts of silver and gold, 10 or 20 or 5 or $3 even.
and the
Like,
great thing is about the shot is you buy this, he gives you a little vial that comes with it. and you can throw, he keeps mine because I'm that close with him. So he throws every week. I'll buy a ball and he'll throw the ball in there. And then when my vial gets full, he ships it out to me. You can buy, what is that? That's silver shot. So that little thing like that is worth like a couple bucks, 30 bucks.
Yeah. So a full bottle, I want to say is like, I think it's $40. It's about $40 worth of silver in a full bottle. It's solid actual silver, but you can buy them at $2 or $3 a ball and fill a bottle through time. Like
Do you,
we
do
even
you have
have,
gold ones too?
Yes, he has gold ones as
yes,
well.
we do gold shot as well.
How much are the gold?
We
So
even
you
do our
can do a
own coins.
$10, a $20, a $30, a $50. Whatever you want to buy, he will give you the size ball.
Yeah, I do
He
it to
actually, I
where,
bought one piece because it was really cool looking, and it wound up being a half a gram, and I paid $57 for it. And I have that in my little collection. And I bought that in October. So now that little ball that was $57 in October is now increased that it's probably about $63 to
yeah,
$64. So the
it's
increase, as
always
it
going
goes
up.
up, the more you buy, the stuff I bought last year at $58 a gram is now $102 a gram. But the stuff I'm buying today at $102 a gram, this time next year will be $157 a gram.
Let me ask this:
Hmm.
how do we reach Stefan? What is the quickest way to get our order in?
You can message him on this account.
I end up giving you my phone number.
Yeah,
Is what I do most of the
or
time.
Pastor Petty, I know that you might not be willing to do that. He also has a TG group. He can do
Yep.
it through email with you if that's where you feel more comfortable.
Nah, he
Um,
talk. I mean, nah,
he,
like I'll call him and shit.
I mean, he will talk to
I'll
if you
say,
give him your
Yeah,
son, you
like
guys exchange
we
cell phone
talking,
numbers.
we
This is
talking
his,
metal.
his side business. He works. The reason why sometimes he takes care of his wife's senior parent and his senior parents. Plus, he works a roofing job and switching between one roofing company and another roofing company. And he does this and he buys stuff. So he is nonstop on the phone and a nonstop hustle. So
literally, just
he
today is people from our group. There's Smith. I got Smithy, Squirrel, Smithy, the wifey, Skylar. I actually do gyms and stuff with him.
They
I'm on the
actually the
phone
weekly
24/7.
Go
the
ahead, Petty.
weekly lives.
There is one tonight.
Oh,
Yep.
awesome!
And
Yeah.
tonight, what time are you doing tonight, Stefan?
It'll be about 7:30. We'll start up.
And
7:30.
example, just like Petty is not on time, neither is Stefan. I'm just letting you all know
Love it.
that now. He is
Love
never
it.
ever on time.
Love it. Do you want to? Can I start showing these slides
Yeah.
before some of that? But and I know some people want to come up and ask questions. So
Yeah.
they want to ask us a question. So let's go over these slides and yeah.
So these are the slides I put together. I'll kind of go over them because I've literally spent about a week on this stuff, getting everything ready for you guys. Because I really wanted you to know information that is key. This is all stuff that I learned when I was growing up in the collecting world. You have a stacker, and what a stacker is somebody that just buys coal silver. So, in other words, example, coal silver can be beat up to HD hockey sticks, coins that are all silver, and you're just paying the weight of silver. So above spot, like $2 or $3 above spot. And most coal silver for other people are blanks. They have nothing on them. But Stefan's coal silver can actually be coins that are still put into a collection to be put in your books. Then you also have your collectible side of things, which we explained, is some of the stuff like Stefan has a silver dinosaur head that he's showing. This was somebody poured it into a cast and poured it out of silver. So this becomes a collectible side of things. Nope, you're not too late. Also, Pastor Petty is popping the PDF on the YouTube. So if you do not get it from me and if I miss your comments, please know that he is going to be uploading this onto his YouTube. So you guys will have access. And I'm also going to send him a couple of things that Stefan told me. I'll put into another PDF and I will also give that to him to upload to his stuff. So then you have to look at your things when you're collecting is your focus on quality, your storage, the versatility, the trends in the market, what your liquidation is. All these things are key aspects to look at. Do you want to buy something that's a silver or a gold? Or do you want to buy something that's rhodium that goes from $17,000 one year down to $4,700 this year. So if you bought it in 2020 and you paid 17,000, you're going to lose your ass on it. So that
Volatile
is something
market.
that plays off the market.
That is a
So it's
volatile
like
market.
buying stocks and bonds when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Also, your storage, you want to make sure it's kept in a safe. You want to make sure that you have coverage, that it's not in a place, if you have your coins on display, that is not going to get sunlight, that's not going to have device effects to heat, cold. You want to keep it temperature quality just to keep your coins prestige. Now, there are some coins that do sell because you have their collectors that like stuff that is, oh God, I'm losing my toned. Thank you. Toned. And they only buy coins. They don't like the shiny coins. They like the coins that are toned. So you have to look at what your expertise is and what you guys like. Diversity. What are you looking at? Do you want something that's just going to be a placeholder for funds for when your kids get older or you retire or whatever? Then you're going to buy something that's going to be tangible. That's something that's going to grow and be something you can help. That's a grain of silver. That one grain of silver.
This one's gold.
Oh, that's gold. That one grain
Yeah.
of gold is what, $8?
These are $6, or I think we did them for $4 the other day.
Yeah. So $4 and you can have yourself one grain of or gold.
On eBay, I think they're 12 or something crazy.
You want to look at your market trends and stuff like that in your liquidations. How quickly can you get rid of something? What kind of losses are you going to have? Can I find a buyer for it? These are all things that you should keep in mind when you're trying to do a collectible. I gave you guys the example of troy ounce versus a regular ounce. That's also in here with explanation of what the differences is. Reasons why you want to look at precious metals for your collections: investment, wealth preservation, and personal enjoyment. So these kinds of things like that, like I'm a huge panda person. I love pandas. So I have a lot of pieces that have pandas on it. How much is what paid? The prospector golds and stuff. Come in his live tonight and he'll give you prices on everything that you're looking at. And he'll go over different things as well. So I believe personally, and Stefan believes personally, that instead of putting our money into banks, we wrap our money up into precious metals. I
Yeah.
have yet, in the years that I've been doing it, to lose my ass on anything I bought. Why do you want to collect? Again, historical stability, store value. This is why you buy gold: high liquidation and globally accepted, resistance to tarnish, and makes it durable. So like he said, if you have a fire and you have your dollar bill and you have gold next to it, the bill's going to be gone, but your gold's just going to melt. And it's still going to be the same value it was per troy ounce. And then also there's a screenshot here. It shows you when I first started this on December 3rd, gold price per troy ounce was $2,666. Today, or yesterday when I did this, or today, I try to put all current ones in there, is $2,748. So it's $2,748. So that is an increase of almost $50 just from December 3rd to January 16th. And then it has on there, I did a spreadsheet that shows you what the price was at 2000 for gold, which is $279.29. And today the price was $2,730. I can't even see how many. $2,730. And that is an increase from 2000 to today of 877%. Just from 2020 to today, 54%. 54% in 5 years. Where can you put your money that you can get a 54% return in 5 years?
Literally.
Nowhere. Silver. Silver right now is $31.76 per troy ounce. That's why silver is very commonly kept, because the big state is in 2000, it was $4.95 per ounce. And now it's $40.42 today per ounce. So if you look at that growth, and if you talk to the collectors, they're saying that silver could someday be what gold is.
Why? Well, why? Hold on. I haven't heard this. Why then?
Why?
Yeah,
Say it
yeah,
again,
why?
say it again, Smithy.
That in 2000, it was $4.95 per troy ounce for
Yes.
silver.
Yes.
In 2025, it's $40.42 per troy ounce. Now, this, if you talk to hardcore stackers, they're going to tell you that they believe in the next 20 years that gold and silver are going to be comparable in pricing.
What drives that though? So with gold stays stable. It's ever always going up. It's a very stable investment. It doesn't drop. It always increases. Silver, it plays around because it's used worldwide and it's used in industrial applications, which means its price is valued by supply and demand. This is more of like a skilled timing to buy and sell or longevity. Platinum, it is actually an industrial in the industrial market. It's used for electronics, for automobiles, thermocouples. Again, this is based on a supply and demand. It is high risk, high reward, same as in stocks and bonds. Palladium, it is mainly used in catalytic converters, but it's used in industrial applications. It's tied to the automobile industry, which makes it up and down in its value. It's not used in electrical vehicles either. Rhodium is extremely rare, extremely high priced. It is way above gold when it comes to value wise. It is just like gold, it is always going up, and that is due to supply and demand, how much there is. The others are driven by market, that is natural disasters that like 9/11,
COVID.
global issues and that kind of stuff. That's what drives just like inflation. Inflation doesn't normally mess with silver and gold a lot, but in the last year, our inflation's been so bad that people started jumping off the US dollar and buying the actual physical asset of gold and silver, and that boosted it way up.
Tell them about the time where the guy bought all that silver stuff, stuff on him, wiped the market.
So in 1980, it was actually the late 1970s. There was the brothers, like the Hunt brothers. They were two brothers. They were left a fortune. They were some of the richest people in the world. They took all their money and put it into silver, and it jumped silver up to like $58 an ounce, the biggest jump the market's ever seen. The
From
U.S.
$1.28 to that.
Yeah, literally went from a buck something up to $58. So what they did was they did that on purpose to then make crap tons of money, but they tried switching the global market to metals. The U.S. government did not like this, so what our feds did was they actually took silver out of reserve, gave it, literally shipped it to every mint around the U.S. and had them bulk make silver bars and coins. And you can actually, I have some of these silver coins for sale on the table. They're actually marked from that, and they're
Really?
made with those silver bars. Like, and
Really?
it was to bounce the market back down and to correct silver's price. Like,
Is it the value of that high for a collector?
it has a collector value, but I think we have them at like $40 an ounce, which right now silver's at 33 something, around 33 if you buy it anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely in your DMs up. No.
Now,
But some
like on
people like the
eBay, they're like
Norfeds, we
60,
buy
80
them for the
bucks.
collection version of it, the collectibles.
Yeah, that is like a for the silver and for the collector side. Like if you go to eBay, they're like $50 to $80 a piece normally. We had them at $40. It's just a neat piece to have in your collection. For the historical side,
And then the next is palladium. I do have some palladium grams, but palladium is also another one that fluctuates with the market. If you look at the spreadsheet that I put for the palladium, you'll see at the beginning of 2000 it was 549. At the end of 2025 it was 936. But if you look at 2015 it was 1721. So $1,721. So the palladium, platinum, and
high
all
risk, high
them, there are
reward.
fluctuations in rhodium.
The old high risk, high reward.
Yes. So you buy it when it's low, you sell it when it's high.
Or you
And
just
that's
hold on
what,
to it.
yep. Or you can do like examples, I put in the one chart, you could lose your ass if you bought in 2020 and you still have it in 2025, you're going to lose your ass. But if you bought in 2000, some of these you'll be up 70%.
Yeah.
Some of these you'll be up 137%. It's all about the long game.
Just like bills and everything else.
Palladium is
It's
actually
always
in the
going up.
chart here. Palladium is running at today, which it's down from last year. Last year was 924.23 an ounce. This year it's 841.18.
So grams of that, we actually sell the grams for $68. The mint sells them at 80 to 90. It is actually very hard to work metal. So a lot of the money in making them into bullion or into coins,
Exactly.
that's the upcharge. Same with gold. Like there's gold, you'll see silver spot is like 31. People are selling it at 33 to 33 and up. Well, with gold, you'll see its melt price might be 67, but it's being sold at 90. It's because that is the melt price and all that is what the foundries get. That is what they get for raw. That is the lowest before it's made into anything price of gold. Then you have it made into a coin. There's the money to make it into a coin and into a bar. That jump is the increase, but that is the standard buying rate.
Yep. And then, so if he goes up to the rhodium one, I give a reason why to collect it. That is a very high price volatile item. And if you
Very.
look at that chart and then you go up to the spreadsheet, you'll see it started out in 2000, $2,000 in 2000. How ironic is that? And 2025, it ended in 47.50, which is still higher than it was in 2000. But if you bought it in 2020 and it was $17,000, today you would only have, out of that $5,000 investment, you would only have $1,397. But if you bought in 2020, there was a 137% increase from then till now,
Yes.
and you would have had $11,875 instead of $5,000. So it's all about the timing when you buy. So that's why I wanted to give some history on this with showing you these charts and why these PDFs is very important, because you need to know that there is some risk involved. And I'm going to tell you, you can buy something today from somebody and pay
And some of it.
$150, and tomorrow it might be $140. But
Some of
it's a long game.
gold and silver make sense to buy all the time. Palladium and rhodium and platinum make sense to sit on and sell when it's high. The only reason that it jumped like that real crazy in 2017, that's when everyone started like stealing catalytic converters and all that. It's because our actual supply was extremely low. So they started mining and everything again. And it's a very limited source. So that's what jumped that year. But it makes sense to hold on to it for longevity, just like a stock or a bond or a 401k, whatever else. The only difference is you physically have this in your presence. It's not in someone else's hand. You buy a stock or bond, it's through a company, a third party, whatever. They have the physical asset. You don't. Like here, you always hold the physical asset in your hand. So at any time, you can literally sell that and get the money you want, for it.
You have to be educated when you go to sell too. You just don't want to go into some five
Yes.
and dime pawn shop and say, I need to sell a whole bunch of gold.
You'll never
You want to
do it.
go into a place like Stefan's that he buys from that does $1.2 million, and you have to be educated. Because give the example of that necklace, Stefan, and then we'll move on to coppers, and then we'll move on to questions.
So there was a young lady that was from Africa, actually. She came over, has now lived here like 3 years, and she brought a bunch of 24 karat gold jewelry with her. Huge pieces. I'm talking huge. The US, we don't even make 24 karat gold. We normally make 14 karat, 18 karat. But like in Africa, they do 24 karat. It is pure gold. She brought over some huge, beautiful jewelry pieces. She took it into a local pawn shop, and the guy's literally offering her way below spot. It was an $18,000 necklace, and he was offering like $2,800. And I seen her, and I walked over, and I was like, I wouldn't sell that. And he got upset, asked me to leave. And when she came outside, I was talking to her, and I was like, You've got $18,000 worth of gold there based on weight. Go into a shop and you'll get 17 or 17.5. They obviously have to make something. Every store has to make something. That's fair. But to be offered 2,800 versus 17,000 is ridiculous. There are shops like that. They are around because people will come in with stuff and they'll say, "This is my grandpa's collection," and have a box of stuff, right? And they'll look through it and they'll go, "I'm only really interested in 4 of the 30 coins you have. I'll give you $75." And they'll go, "I'll take it. You know what? Just keep the rest of it. I don't even want it." That shop turns around and they take every one of those coins and sell them individually. and they're making 10 times what you got out of it.
Making hundreds times.
Like,
So that's why I said, you can go
smart.
to a shop to sell your gold, to sell your silver, but just make sure you do your research. Make sure you know what the price, make sure you know the purity of the stuff that you have. Be knowledgeable. Don't go in with an $18,000 necklace and accept $2,800. It's all about educating yourself. And that's why I
Literally.
put these guides together, to show you the fluctuation, to show you. Now, the low man on totem pole is Mr. Copper.
But huge differences in value versus purchase, though, even too. That's what's really neat. If shit were to hit the fan per se, we need all metals in reality. We're gonna need copper. We're gonna need lithium. All this stuff. We're gonna need all this stuff. It still makes sense to have. I have buddies who stack silver, copper, zinc, titanium, you name it, because it's all used.
But the thing is, with copper in 2000, it was 80 cents. And in
Yeah.
2025, it was $1.28 per ounce. So
Yep.
Stefan sells copper rounds for like $5.
Yep.
Colorized copper rounds for like $10, I think it is.
8.
8, okay. And these are good investments because you don't have a lot of money to put in. You're going to have some increase. It's just not going to be as drastic as silver, or drastic as gold, as good as silver, but you're still going to have an increase. And you got to look at what you're collecting. Like, this is a Libertad. A Libertad is a name that's very highly collectible. It's colorized, it's in a triangle, so it makes it a unique piece. So that's going to hold a better value than a simple silver round. So these are all things that you just kind of got to browse the different selling sites that you would never buy from, get an idea of pricing. When I go into other lives, I'll see something I like and I will take a screenshot of it. Or if I see something, I'm perusing through eBay and I'll say, "Hey, Stefan, Pink, can you get me this and let me know how much?" And 9 times out of the 10, he is way lower than them by $20 or $30. Every once in a while, somebody can do a volume buy and he is $1 or $2 more than somebody else. But I buy from him for everything because I trust what I'm getting. I know it's tested and I know it's everything. Here's another person that's from our group, Squirrel Chaser. But this is all
He's been around
stuff
for
that,
too.
I know I'm going to get a good deal. It's going to average myself out at the end of the year. I'm going to be an average of $20, like $20 more than I'm going to be per piece than I'm going to be if I buy all over the place, because I'm paying shipping. I'm paying
Yep.
for the chance. Am I getting the right stuff? Am I getting good stuff? Am I getting valuable stuff?
If you're wanting to
Yep,
get
there is a Cougarand.
if you're wanting to get like gold coins, you want to get, like, they always say, get the American Golden Eagle, but there's always an upcharge on them as well. So you're buying for the collection piece and you're buying for the gold itself. So it's always the number one listed coin. And then you've got the Canadian Maple Leaf, the Chinese Gold Panda, and the South African Cougarand. Those are like the most known coins in the world and collected. There's also the Philharmonics. There's a couple other that we actually do as well.
Northsides is a huge thing, which is a whole nother class by itself.
But then Geigers, which is German, they sell for higher. They actually get the most out of their gold and silver than any other mint there is when it comes to just standard gold and silver, because they are always 9999 fine versus 999 fine. It is the purest form of gold and silver there is in the world.
Petty, you can message him, Petty Springer. You can message him and he will definitely tell you prices. I don't want to do a whole bunch of prices on here because this
Yeah.
isn't the selling part.
It's
This
not
is
my
just an
live.
education part. But you can come to the live that he'll be holding tonight.
You can message me anytime too. Most of the group, I think everyone in our group has my phone number and all that as well. So I have people that call me or text me a picture of a coin and say, "I seen this online. What can you get me it?" Or they say, "I need an ounce of gold. I like my neighbor next door. He comes over once a month with 5 grand and he goes, I want 5 grand in silver."
He does not go to flea markets because you cannot
No,
trust what's at the flea markets.
there's a lot of flea markets. There's more fakes produced and made and passed around in flea markets than any other market in the world. Now, there can be good deals in those markets, yes, but most of the time, you can't trust if
What you're
it's
getting out
real.
of it does not cooperate with what you're losing. And Stefan, this is Queen of Trade. She's the friend that's been in our live before.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
she
I'm
does have some
coming.
questions.
I'm definitely coming over. I really do want to start investing, so I'll be there tonight. Just a couple questions. Earlier you showed an ounce silver basketball, and I was just
Yeah.
curious, what is the difference between an ounce and a troy ounce?
So in the very beginning, we went over a little bit of a difference of ounce and troy ounce. And so an ounce is what we're all used to, 1 ounce.
And
A
that's
troy
measurements for
ounce,
cooking. Think about that.
yeah, that's like your cooking measurements, that kind of stuff. A troy ounce is the coin world, which is so a normal ounce is 28 something an ounce, 28 something, 28
I
point
can give you
something
the actual
grams.
number if you hold on 1 second. I'll scroll up.
But an
And it's in the
actual troy
PDF
ounce,
as well.
Okay.
the troy ounce is 31.1 grams equal 1 troy ounce. That's the actual coin realm. Numismatics, that's what's used in that realm to measure 1 ounce. And that is 31.1 grams.
Okay. And then if like newbies like me, when we decide to go ahead and purchase some stuff, like I'm serious, like tonight I'm probably going to do that. When you send it out to us, do we get any kind of information on what we purchased so we don't forget what it is? So when
You will get
eventually,
an invoice from Stefan from his RGCM Collectibles.
uh-huh,
Yep.
You also will get tracking when it ships out.
right, and
And
it'll
like I
give
said,
us
he
like,
does once a week, 3-day shipments. Because he ships such volume, they will only pick up 3 separate days. So you
Yeah.
might be in day 1, you might be in day 2, you might be in day 3. But as soon as it leaves, he emails you or messages you on TikTok your tracking number. Then you can track your
Yeah.
shipments. Now, you all know I live in Pennsylvania. Stefan lives in Ohio. It takes 5 days to get from Ohio to Pennsylvania. So please
right.
keep that in mind when you all are getting your shipping.
Yeah, like a certificate. That's what I mean. Like it kind of reminds us like what the value of what
So
we purchased.
Well, the
some of
invoice will
them
tell you
do.
what you paid for it. Like it'll say a 1 ounce Geiger, and it'll say you paid $37. There are some that come with COAs, but nothing comes on it with the pricing. You'll have to look at your invoice. So what I do when I get it is I will take his list of stuff he gave me, and when it comes in, I put little stickers on it that says what I paid at the time.
Like this has a COA with it. It's made with a COA. Most stacker silver though doesn't come with a COA. It's just the silver itself. That's your collector silver and stuff. Yes, most of the time it comes with a COA. If you're wanting info on it though, I can always let you know or put in your invoice. This is what what this is. Now I also have a couple clients, about a handful, like 10 or so, that have me do written receipts,
Mhm.
and I actually put it in their shipment, and it's on a receipt paper, and it actually says what they bought, the total, all that, and then they might ask me like, what was this, what was that, and I'll write whatever down for them, and I'll put that in their actual shipment.
Especially for newer people. But remember, now if you're asking him to do all this stuff, it is special stuff above your normal shipping. So you might not go out until the 3rd day of shipping because he has a full-time job,
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
Right.
So that when you do get, like, he does send an invoice, he does send tracking, that's all normal stuff. But when you're newer, he will go a little above and beyond just because that's who he is and do that stuff. But you just got to give him a little time allowance because that might delay your shipment. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, I just think maybe as a newbie, the first 1 or 2 shipments, just to help me understand like the purity or the weight
yeah,
or whatever.
Most
Just
of
so
the
I
coins
can.
will come with their weights on them, so you know.
yes. So
Okay.
a lot of them have it on there, but I also will let you know in the live too. Like this is a 14 karat gold bracelet, or this is 24. This gold is 24 karat,
You
gold.
just
This
take
is
notes. Keep a
99.9
notebook
fine.
by you. Take
Okay.
notes what you write down. Write as much information. And if you have to ask again in the chat, most of the time I'm in the box, so I can repeat to you what it is and type it in the chat. Or if I don't remember exactly what he said, I'll ask Stefan, can you please repeat that?
Everyone in the group too will actually say we have a lot of really good people in the group that will help
That'll
out
all
with
help out.
info
Yeah.
and everything. It's really
And
more
Tim's in
like
the
a
box.
family.
Tim Ray, if he's also another one that's in the box with me. He's always very helpful and knowledgeable. We have another guy that's in the live with us and stuff. 24 karat gold is available.
Yes.
When we sell the rounds, most of them are 24 karat gold.
So your rounds, your bars, and that stuff is 24 karat. Jewelry in the U.S., most jewelry in the U.S. is 10, 14, and 18 karat. You don't see a lot of 24 karat U.S. gold for jewelry. Now the bars and stuff we sell, it is pure gold. Silver is pure silver. The only
It's
time it is
99.
not
Most
is
of
if
them
it's sterling.
are 0.999 fine silver, unless we say
Yep.
it's sterling silver. Then it's 0.925, and we'll tell you it's 0.925 fine or sterling silver. So he
Jewelry.
will tell you the difference when you're purchasing.
Yeah, 925 is normally jewelry.
And CJ, I've been to his live like 1 or 2 times, and he does show things, but you can ask too, like, do you have this kind of stuff or that? And he usually does, and he'll
Yeah,
like
and
show
if
it
you
out.
take a screenshot, a lot of people will take a screenshot and then they zoom into the picture around the table and they'll say, on the left hand side, buy that blue thing. And then we spend 15 minutes trying to figure out what you're looking at. And then he will show you exactly what it is. And that's always a fun game. And it is a very fun live. It is not drama. So please do not bring your drama over there. This is a not drama live. It is
We
all
do we
laughter.
do joke around a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
Just to
there's a
warn
lot
you.
of rated funny jokes. You know, we have jewelry that's pretty funny. That's a little PP. You know, that kind of raises up. That's 925 sterling silver if you pull the chain. If you know what I mean.
Well, I
But it
think
is a collectible and it is sterling silver.
one
So
of my
Yeah.
favorite pieces that he's shown before, which I might get if he still has it, is the Coca-Cola, the Coca-Cola.
gold bears. Show the
Yeah.
Coca-Cola cards and stuff like
So
that.
these, I love these. These are all mini golds, which what's really cool with mini gold is tradable wise, you can always trade up to people for it on the streets and stuff because people love gold. So you can take a smaller, a 30 or $40 gold and you can trade for 50, 60 bucks or whatever on the street because people will take the gold all day. These mini cards we do, like these are like this is the
Oh,
gold
that's
Titanic
cool.
and it's got the
Tell them the
actual
weight on it,
Titanic on it.
Stefan.
What is it?
The weight.
Beautiful.
So all these guys here, these are all minis. These are 1/10 grams. So with these guys, normally the mint, the Italian mint makes these. They sell them for $75 a piece. I sell them in the live at 38 bucks a piece. The only one that's different is the Trump one because it's twice the weight. It is 54 on
And
it.
he gets his connections in Germany. He's connection in Italy. He's connections in Australia.
Australia,
So he buys from all these
Canada,
mints and brings them in at U.S. pricing instead of you having to pay.
I
that's
love
Vincent
little
Van Gogh,
gold
a
pieces.
kitty cat one.
Oh, does the bank sell the gold bills, like the $1 and $5?
No,
The
no.
Coca-Cola bear.
So the bank will not. The banks don't sell you direct those gold backs, but it is now considered a U.S. Currency, so you can take them. I would not take them into a bank, me personally.
What is a mint? A mint is a specific company, like AppMax. You have the Poland Mint. You have the Philadelphia Mint. You have your Carson City Mint. These are places that have actual physical buildings. That's joint mint.
I like that one, Petty. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
No, I'm getting it. What are you talking about?
Oh, yes, honey. No fighting. No fighting.
So these, literally with these
What
guys.
before?
So any of these things that you guys
I
want
have
as
every one
well.
of those cards. They're so worth it.
I do pre-orders in our Telegram group and that stuff too. And then during the live, I'll say, okay, I can get 30 of these. Who wants them? And I'll have 30 people jump up. I want one. I want one. I actually process the order that night, get it, and I have it within 3 to 4 to 5 days, and then I ship out.
And there is some
So we
stuff
do
that
that
he
as
will
well.
show you one of, and he'll tell you that this is a pre-order. And sometimes it might not be in your next shipment, but it'll be in your following shipment
Yep.
because he might have to pre-order it from the Poland Mint. So it might take
Yeah.
a week or two to come in, but he will tell you all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
just everybody that's from the group will refer to me as Smithy. Just so you all aren't confused. And like I said, I'm Smith Crafty Corner on the other side.
The mint though too. If you go to order from the mint though, like if I go to Atmex or to Scottsdale, any of those mints, if you go to order from them, it takes 2 to 3 weeks to a month even to get your order anyway. That's just how they roll. So normally for us, if we do a pre-order, I will tell you like this is one that takes 1 to 2 weeks. It comes from Italy. This one takes 3 to 4 days. It comes from New York. Whatever. But we'll explain that with that item and show it as well. And that's the same with any items you want. If I don't have it, I always have access to. But I've never been stumped but one time, and that one time I was only stumped because it was a $10,000 item.
He's been able to find everything that I've ever asked him for that's off the wall. And there was one guy that wanted a firefighter. They were like
1940s cards.
Yeah, 1940s cards, and it was $10,000 for one card.
I found it, but he didn't want to pay it.
Go ahead, Patty.
2 questions. Is it okay for people to start coming up if they want to ask their questions?
Yes, that's because I know we all got dinner times and stuff.
And then second, do you have any brand related stuff? Disney, Nike, Reebok?
Yes.
Yes. Coca-Cola.
Disney. I've got Disney
I
stuff.
love Disney. Oh,
I've got Disney silverbacks.
Nightmare Before Christmas? Jordans?
I actually just had someone ask me about Nightmare Before Christmas. If you want one, message me for it, and I can get you one. There is a couple coins. You can pick which one you would want.
ooh.
Yeah, so if that's why the cell phone is good with him, because if you text him, then he can show you different pictures back and stuff. This is his business. This isn't the BS of this side, I promise you guys. This is all business. Like I said, I'm bringing this to this side because he was doing the education on finances and people were so interested in it. And the Coca-Cola bear has sunglasses. It also there's like 3 different Coca-Cola ones. Tim, one of our guys from our group stuff, our Pastor Patty.
There's a bottle, a can. There's the polar bear sunglasses, the polar bear mom and baby. There's a couple different Coca-Colas. There's also a Coca-Cola Santa. I have an order. It's like a $1,300 order of them that's coming this week from last live. We did a bunch of orders with. They're coming this week.
The live is 8:30 tonight Eastern. Keep in mind, he is just like Petty. He's never on time. If you want, when you go in, I'm going to give you this. I give this service announcement in the lives all the time. When you come in or when you're following him, make sure that you go in and click that little bell on his account. Take on that bell. Make sure you click both of your red dots to the top. Oops, hold on. Sorry. To the top that says follow them. Hey, Uncle Larry, do you hear your little girl? 1, 2, 3, 4 has adopted my little girl. But anyway, so you click on that red bell. You take that red bell and you click both red dots to the top. It will allow you to know when he posts something. It will allow you to know when he goes live. You will get the notifications. These are gemstones, opals, rubies, peridot. What birthday month are you, Pastor Patty?
August?
August is peridot. That's green, light green. That's one of Stefan's favorite
I
stones.
love Peridot's.
We are starting a YouTube.
Diamonds.
That's one of my things I'm going to be working on. I do all of his marketing stuff for him and presentations. As you can tell, the paperwork I put together. I buy a 1-ounce gold bars from Costco. How would that financially compare to you?
So
You would have to let
Costco,
him know, Megan, the prices you buy it at.
yeah, Costco is actually a really neat mint. They're really starting to pick back up too. So normally what we have to realize with the mint is it's brick and mortar. So you normally have a lot more out because you're paying brick and mortar employees and all that. And it's not to say that they're unfair prices. That's normal market prices. Just like anywhere else, everyone has to have their piece of the pie. For me, generally on silver and gold, I always do $1 to $5. On just stackable silver, I do 50 cents an ounce is all I make. I do it more as a benefit for the group members, for them than myself. Now, in other items though, like the Mountain Dew basketball, These are items that it's a
Which
1
I
ounce.
just got my soccer balls coming in the mail. I can't wait for it.
Oh, the sucker balls are awesome. This is a Mountain Dew basketball. So it's a 1 ounce, comes with the field. These were $200 last year. I was selling them for $1.20. I think right now we have them at 110. The mints do them like at 150. eBay does them at 150 to 200. It's actual pure silver. It's colorized. It feels like a basketball, looks like a basketball, but it's 1 ounce actual silver. Like that's a
And I have a
collector.
soccer ball that looks like a soccer ball, feels like a soccer ball, has everything with the soccer balls, and
Hey,
it's amazing.
I don't want to interrupt everybody, but Pastor Clay, were you ever at Fort Hood?
Yeah. Do you know
Dude,
my wife?
Damn right.
your wife was my soldier. We did
Hold
we
up,
did the
hold up.
chili cook off. We did
Hold
the chili
up.
cook off together.
Hold on.
Bro, we did
hold
the
on.
chili we did the
Hold
chili
on.
cook off together.
Hold
Sergeant
on.
First Class Reichenbach.
Tim Reich is another one of my mods.
Hey,
He's another
Rockenbach.
family member.
You
Dude, as soon as I saw his face, I'm like, I know that dude.
from Fort Hood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said he. He said he's like.
You said rock back. I was like, wait, the
He was like, yeah, you remember me.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
tell myself hello.
Long time, man.
You heard that she said hello.
Hey, hey.
That's why we say it's like a family in our group. It is. We're
Y'all-
really, really close. Our group is.
Y'all, he's a good dude. He's a good. We did a chili cook off together. He's the only one to beat me.
He loves to cook, but this just tells you
He
what
cheated
kind
a
of
little
people
bit,
we
but
have in
you
our
know how it
group.
is.
Yeah, good people. Good people. I was not expecting that. Oh man. That's good. She was like, what the fuck?
A small world.
Yeah.
So
I saw
tonight
you.
at
I'm like,
8:30,
I
if
bet
you have
that's
any
him.
questions, feel free to message him. He will get back to you. Sometimes it's a little delayed because, again, I do emphasize that he does work. If you
Yeah.
guys do start purchasing, we do have a Telegram group. We only allow people that are serious buyers into this Telegram group. This Telegram group, what it does is he will post stuff that he doesn't even show on his show. So
Yeah.
if we have pre-orders that are go out, that sometimes he only has like 12 hours to put the order in. So he'll post it in the Telegram group. We all tell him how much it is. We send him payment through either Zelle, Venmo, Cash App. No, not Cash App. He does not have Cash App. So you can do Zelle, you can do Venmo. He can send you Apple Pay. He can also send you Square, which you can pay by your credit card, but there is a 3.5% markup because he will not pay your credit card fees because he does not make money. He makes $2 to $3. I yell at him all the time that he needs to make more, but he does this for the collecting of it. He does this for the love of collecting. He does not make much money off of this stuff. This is
This is fun.
pure 100% love.
It's
So I
fun.
just,
Oh, you're good, Megan.
I'm sorry. So how does this get logged as far as portfolio?
Ooh.
Because we're recent into the gold, just
Yes.
because Costco's newer. Like, how do I explain this? Like, as far as my portfolio or
So,
anybody's portfolio is concerned, because like I have to turn stuff in for taxes, and
yes.
or
So this is what's really cool. So this is what you would consider like portfolio, diversification.
yes.
So the investing, basically doing silver and gold, it can actually balance out the fluctuations in other assets you have, like stocks, bonds, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And it reduces your overall portfolio risk by putting the money into gold and silver. Um, Especially, I guess, why are they important? Most people say is like it's kind of a hedge against inflation. Paper currency trends, it tends to fluctuate, and that's
Mm-hmm.
with inflation. And then, but the metals always maintain their value. The liquidity, you can, it basically can be sold easily and bought for cash, providing readily available access, like to funds whenever it's needed. What I do with mine personally is the money that I'm putting into metals. I almost use it. So I use gemstones more for it, but I almost use it as a hiding tool to hide some of my wealth in those items. And what I mean by that is, let me
I
use
do.
one of these for instance. So here's an opal, right? So I actually work with a gemologist. Every gemstone that I have, we actually verify it, process it, check it, everything, and actually take it to gray sheet to what its
Yep.
actual insured value is. So its insured value, its replacement value, lost, stolen, whatever.
Exactly.
That is what ERV is. We put this on all of our gemstones. In this way, so the difference is though, I'm buying in jewelry and things with him, and we can take these gemstones out, or we buy direct from an actual gemstone dealer throughout the world. We bring those stones in. We actually have all the mechanisms at his own home to check all these ourselves as well.
He just bought a
So
$10,000 machine to inspect gems.
yeah, just for this side of our live. And it literally, so like this opal is 0.76 carat. It's an 8 by 6 millimeter oval. It is a triple A gemstone. Its ERV value, gray sheet value, is $326. Now, again, this is last year's price. Gray sheet just renewed for the year. Most gemstones are up $90 to $100 a piece. So this could actually be $100 off or so.
And you
But
sell it at what price, Stefan, just to
so
give them an
this
example?
this in the show would be around $20 to $25. Like now, where I get this discount at again is through jewelry, buying jewelry in mass. Um, where his shop, people bring it in and sell, and he buys based on the metal value, not the stone value. And then we also buy directly from gemstone dealers across the world. So in that value, I've got, let's say, $30 into that stone, right? I keep that sheet and record it, and I put my gemstone in. I've got a box. I put them all in there just because I know what they are. Other people will catalog them, which we have the sheets for that we sell and all that. But you can basically catalog them, keep them, and you get insurance on that actual on gemstones and jewelry. You can get it on your house, whatever, and that would be your insured
We can buy
replacement
a
cost
special
for those
policy
items.
as well.
Yeah, so that like my policy, I hold 500,000 on the house. That's for my personal collection. When it comes to silver and gold, I hold a $250,000 value on the house. For the live table, I hold 100,000. Then I hold for Pokemon cards, comics, antiques. I hold another 500,000. I think gemstones might be 1.5. I hold on it. The difference of that took me from 248 a month to 338 a month on my insurance. That was the only difference in that. The $100 to me is worth it. If something was to happen, I'd be paid tenfold for that item I bought. In reality, like I don't know if that helps a little bit. I mean,
It
when it comes,
does.
you can
No,
always
no, no,
show
it
that money.
does.
I mean, you can take your receipts and like I have to take all my receipts for everything and give it to. I have an accountant. She takes everything for what I bought it for and uploads it into my taxes. For Ohio, we're tax free on silver and gold, only pure silver and gold. Um, if you get 925 and stuff, it's taxed, and if you get bills or currency, that kind of stuff, it's taxed. But just straight silver and gold isn't. But
Okay,
I do all
hold on.
that
We have two
for my
questions. Hold
product.
on, Stefan.
Is there a tax benefit? Are you saying there's a tax benefit?
So in Michigan, there is. I know in Michigan there is, which is basically being tax exempt on those items. That is the benefit in Michigan and Ohio. I do believe there's a couple other states, but I know Michigan and Ohio 100%. Ohio just changed it last year. Michigan's been for a couple years, but it's 100% tax exempt on precious metals.
And then may I ask one more question regarding all
Yeah.
of this? So I bought, so typically what we've been dabbling is the 1 ounce bars. We saw it at Costco one day, we grabbed it, we started grabbing them whenever, and then all of a sudden we realized it's really like a hot commodity, and like people would literally
Yes.
wait for them to show up to buy them out. Like and
If
then
they
they limited.
wax,
So,
but
yeah.
Costco waxes.
Yes. So then my next question is with these really unique things like the Mountain Dews and the Coca-Colas and the Nikes and the soccer balls, does it diminish because they've now been colored, or that has no
No,
No,
bearing on
that
it's
makes them
just
worth more because they're a
there's no
collectible
bearing.
item.
Limited ability, and so if you think of like Nike shoes, I can go out and buy me a $10 pair of shoes, or I can go out and buy me a 300 pair of Nike shoes. The shoe difference, there is no real difference. They both go on my feet. I wear them. My feet are good. But Nike has the brand, So when you get into things like Mountain Dew and Specialized Silver, the brand and the supply and demand. So they do like only 50 they would make, and this is worldwide. 100 of them they only make worldwide. Morgans, like the U.S. Morgan,
Hmm.
there's some of them that there's 660,000 of them left, and that's it. And they're considered extremely rare, and people pay out the yin yang for them. 660,000 worldwide. So imagine a coiner bar, only 100 are made. Like that's what drives the price of those
The
items up.
value and the worth. Yeah, we have that
Yes,
currently in some of our watch collections. There's extremely limited amounts.
And
And
he
like I
does
said,
do watches too, by the way.
yes.
He
yeah, we're
Now,
makes,
kind
they
of
make their
trying to
own.
diversify out of that. Like we feel like we've hit
No,
our,
I'm just saying because you mentioned that he does
yeah,
sell mod watches and things like that. Do you have anything Nike, Stefan? And then the other question is about shipping with insurance. So we'll do the Nike
yeah.
first.
so
And
Nike,
I
I
can drop
can
down.
bring in stuff. Oh, you're
Thank you,
good. You're
Megan.
fine, Megan.
Okay.
Thank you also for the questions. So when it comes to Nike stuff, if they do have a couple things that they've come out with, they're like old school bars. If you want something like that, message me. That's something I would get you on the side. I can send you pictures of it. You pick what you want. I also can
But he
have
does not have any
it
Nike on
made.
the table right now.
No, Nike. You don't. There's not a lot of Nike silver or gold stuff out there. Now I can also make. So something else we do is we actually collaborate and make stuff. So this was, if you get the joke, it's a sucker and it's a
Chicken.
chicken.
Think of the male version.
Yeah. So this was one that I did for my first things just because it was fun. We do make things for people as well. So if there's something like that, we could always make it for you. A Nike swoosh, even, I mean, whatever. When it comes to the second question for insured shipping, how I do insured shipping is I have right now I have $6 and $10 shipping. When they up it, I'm gonna have to go to 8 and 12 only because they're talking about again upping the rates.
Yeah.
But I what I let a
And
lot of
he
people
hasn't upped
do.
his rates for shipping in 2 years, just so you know.
Yeah, I've had the same price forever. Like I was $5 I think 3 or 4 years ago. What I also do is I base that shipping based on your weight. So let's say you came in and you bought 40 items. I would start you off at 6. When I go to ship you, I actually bundle it up and I go, hey, you paid 6 on shipping. This is actually 13 to ship you. It was a difference of $7,
$5.
whatever,
Yeah.
$5. Like, that's the only difference on it. Do you want me to go ahead and proceed? Are you good with that? They send it over. I just go ahead and throw it out. Now, if you're wanting insurance, I have several people that they
I
buy
insure all mine because
5,000,
I
ten
buy a
thousand,
lot.
whatever. Like those, I base it on the actual price. I don't make money off of it. I will actually do it, look it up, and I go, hey, if you're wanting next day air, if you want 2, 3 days shipping versus normal shipping, I just give you what the price is, what they charge me, and you pay it, and I buy it and ship it out that way.
And I insure all my shipments from him only because I buy volume and I buy a lot. So most of my packages coming to me could be between $3,000 and $5,000. So
I
I
I have some
insure
that
that
don't.
because I do it once a month.
I have some that don't insure. I have some that do. I offer it either way. But
You pay for it. It is all
yeah,
paid
you
by
pay
you.
for it. I don't. If for me, like if I go and I sell you a 1 ounce round and I sell it to you at $33 and I'm making 50 cents, I can't eat $12 in shipping to ship it to you. So on that side of it, that would be I pass that to you to cover that.
Of
Now
course.
the backspin on that though is I have some people where they do weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, and then what I normally do is I normally ship Saturdays and Mondays to Tuesdays. And normally, what people do is they'll do my Wednesday show, they'll do my Saturday or Sunday show, and I'll bulk their stuff together to save them money as well. And if they don't have a lot of stuff, they might say, "Hey, hold me this week for another week. I'm going to try and bundle more stuff in." And it's like, no problem, and I just hold you off. So we're very lenient in that. And as much of a business as it is, we also try to make this feel like it's not a business. That was my biggest thing about doing this on TikTok was I didn't want people to feel like you're a pocketbook for me. I wanted you to feel like you're being taken care of above and beyond of what you're getting. Like,
And you are, based on this
so
live, you're absolutely selling your worth and getting your brand
And
marketing across perfectly.
the
Can I
knowledge he
ask
has
you
for
another question?
many years of collecting.
yeah,
So normally, like the tradition is give them savings bonds and let them wait until they mature at
yeah,
18 or 21. I think this would be a more fun thing to do with our
yes,
kids is to go into, so like they all have their first, they pick their stocks, but now in lieu of the stocks and things of that nature, like you said, it's volatile, it can fluctuate in these things.
yep.
I'm thinking like, okay, so you already
Even
have your stocks in place.
your
Well,
stock bonds,
now,
when you buy those $50 stock bonds, they never grow past 50 bucks.
And you never see them. You don't see them or hold them.
Well, no, the old stock bonds you used to. When I
Well, I mean, like
graduated
now,
from
like
college or high school, I got a $50 bond, and it was $27 they paid for it, and then it matures to 50. Well, it doesn't grow
exactly.
past 50. This stuff will keep growing.
but
Well,
this I can give to my kids and I can explain it and I can show it and they can feel it and they can see it. They can hold it and you can teach them the value of it. My grandson literally came up to me. He's living with us. He's 13 and he's seen my collections. He knows what's there. And I've always said, one day this will be for you guys. My family tried to give me the best that they could when I was growing up. And now God's led me to this, which has allowed me to collect what I can, and I'm going to pass that on to the next generation. And he said to me, he goes, I see the work and everything you put into this, and it's so neat. And he goes, one day this will be mine. And I said, it will be. And I said, and that's up to you what you want to do with it. And I was like, whether you use it to buy a house or get married or whatever. And he said, well, I don't want to do that. He's like, I want to hold on to it. And he's like, I want to add to it. And he goes, and I want to give it to my kids one day and I want to show them. He's like, the what I put into this and what
but
you
that's
put
the
into it.
responsibility.
Yep.
Literally.
That's really the responsibility that lays onto the next generation. If you're building generational wealth correctly, you take enough to live and provide a quality of life, but you're always trying to build and do better than the last generation. So the next
Yes.
generation has even more. So because it's usually, I don't, most people, and you guys may have already said that, so I apologize. Normally by the third generation of wealth, the wealth is gone. It does get mismanaged between the third and fourth generation. So
That's
it's
our
really
fault
imperative. It is. It is an
as
absolute fact. You guys
parents.
can look it up.
That's our fault as parents, though. I have already made the decision that out of based on my daughter and my grandkids, I will be leaving my things to my grandson. I won't be leaving it to my daughter because I know that's what will happen. She
To
doesn't
be
care
fair, you
about it.
saved her though, but you saved her actually an entire tax bracket of stuff
Yes.
that if she's either not doing well on her own or doing well, there's two swords of that, like two sides of that. Because if they're not doing well, you don't want it to lose it. And then on the
Yes.
good way, if she's doing well, you really don't want to burden her because now you're going to throw her in a higher tax bracket and then she's going to get walloped. So that's
But that's the
actually,
thing with gold and silver. There's no tax bracket.
Yeah. So you
yeah.
don't have to have a tax bracket on gold and
It's not
silver. But
tax. It's not doesn't go on
he's
your tax returns or
he's a
nothing.
different buyer, Smithy, though. So I have different buyers. I have buyers that they'll come in and buy a gram of gold and that kind of thing. And then there's buyers that buy ounces of gold. Ounces of gold is a different bracket of person. It's a different collector status. When you get into that kind of stuff, and there is tax necessities that will help out with this kind of thing. It will help build portfolio and those kinds of things. Not everyone is blessed with that ability. Everybody's different. There's always going to be someone greater than this person and someone better than that person. That's how life is. But when you get into ounces and that kind of stuff, there's bigger money to be made, and that's the example I gave in the beginning of in the year 2000 you could, let's say you were left 5,000 from a grandparent, $5,000 in the year 2000, and you invested that in straight gold. Gold at that time was 267 an ounce,
279.
or 279. So you'd have literally $5,000 worth of gold at that time. In today's time, that is over $48,000. It would be worth
With an
right now.
877% increase from
Yes,
2000.
you're talking huge markup. Now, there's people out there that could have bought $1 million in 2000 of gold. They would be at almost $9,000
9
or $9
million.
million in today's time. It's much different. Some people are blessed with different umbrellas, obviously, to use. So when it comes to that, there is people that will want to put this in tax form when it comes to wealth and when it comes to what you have. Just like the bank, I'm marking what I have. Well, I'm marking that I've got 37 ounces of gold at home as well, or in my safe, or whatever. I would also say that if you're doing that and you have that kind of money, then I would invest in my own at home safe, where that thing would be bolted to my ground into concrete, and I would have my hands on that myself. I would not have that in a bank trust or something like that, only because banks come and go. And unfortunately, just like California this year, 4 banks closed out of nowhere and bankrupted, and they closed the doors.
That's right.
I would not.
So all this stuff you had in safety deposit
It's
boxes, bye
gone.
bye.
And even if they pay you back monetarily with cash, there goes what you have. They're going to pay the lowest price of what that was worth at that time, not its collected price. Where you could have some old school ASEs or old school German or Italian gold coins that are worth 1,000 more than what they are in spot. Like that. That's why I say I wouldn't put into a bank personally. And I'm not a person against banks. I have 12 freaking bank accounts. So literally I'm not
Yeah,
against
no,
banks.
and I agree. Like, look what happened in Greece when they acquired because the government needed it and they shut it. So
Yeah.
no, I think this is awesome. I apologize for popping in and popping out. I just
No,
wanted
I
to wait
love
until
questions.
I kind of listened to everything before I kind of asked to make sure I didn't step on toes.
I
But I
Medic,
love
think
did
it's
people
you
a
like
mean
great
to
way.
come up?
I
I
I don't know. I
love
guess I
people like
did.
you.
I just want to see Pastor Petty Clay.
Medic is one
No.
of our guys.
I've
Oh,
never met this man before in my life, but I like
no.
pastors.
Oh, but
Oh no, he's Pastor Petty. He this is the T
It's
no.
side.
Pastor Petty.
He does learning stuff, but right now he's a T page. If you know what T means, he does learning stuff. That's what one of these classes are for. But he also does the T where he gives my husband's side of TikTok's drama. So
We
he
wouldn't
does both.
necessarily call him holier than thou.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
he's petty.
Yeah.
Well, he's not really a
That makes
pastor.
Not
No,
a
he is
pastor
not really a
pastor.
Not a
pastor.
man of
No.
God.
No,
Like
he's a
we
man of
have
God, but
I'm
he's
a
just
man of
not a
God.
pastor.
we have a
Right.
pastor Smilko on the coin side, and he is a pastor. Like he's not like
He
that.
does
It's
the news.
Pastor
That's
Petty.
correct. He does the
Yeah.
He's more
news.
of TMZ TikTok.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Which
Nice.
I didn't know about until Smithy actually came to me about this and was like, "Would you like to do this?" And I didn't mean to hijack this live either in any kind of way,
Well, this was scheduled to do this.
or to use it as like an infomercial for myself. I don't care
No,
where you
it's
buy.
not. Oh no, no. You have. If I am learning, that means some people didn't even know some information or the beginning. Please don't think that you did that.
No,
And,
I
and yes, I am
will
a
buy
very
everything.
intelligent person, even though my husband's all for one. I am a very intellectual person, and I do have a very intellectual side of me. But this is what I enjoy to do. This is my passion. This is my love to help Stefan out and to do my collectible stuff. All for one will tell you that the house is consumed by it, but don't believe him. Um,
Do you mind if I ask another question?
You
sure.
can ask away.
Unless you guys were done.
No,
Do
you're good.
you kind of have starter packages in order for like newbies who don't
Yes,
know better and said like, oh, I have $100, I have a thousand
yes.
dollars, I have 5,000. Like, do you have something that I mean, I know it's like in the eye of the beholder, kind of like with the art, but because there you go. That's what I was asking.
So this is a $150 box. This is the RGCM Safe Stuffer. This is a monthly box group. It's ever changing. So how I do it, um, so I just have some fun stuff in there just for fun. Which again, my live we do jokes and things as well.
Sure.
There is a little just a gold
I
back
lost that
of
one.
our company. It's just gold foil. It's not actual gold weight, but it's 24 karat gold foil. Some stickers just for fun, like then inside there. So how we normally do these is so for 150 in this box.
Look at Petty's eyes bugging out.
There is like an Asahi 1 ounce bar.
Yep.
Here's an old China. You're the snake 1 ounce bar. Here is the Mexico.
It's game
Oh,
time, Petty. It's
Aztec, I
game
mean.
time. Just
Aztec.
tell him your price tag number.
And then
I'm
There's
this
over
is
here
one of the ones he
drooling.
custom
I'm
had
over here
made.
drooling. You don't know that they saved me, Megan. I was on Apex and they saved me, and seeing all
Oh my
this
God, we were
stuff,
crying when he told us that.
yeah. You
More
don't know. You have
gold.
no
Listen, I got
idea.
my ass kicked a little bit at Costco with the overhead. Okay, so we're fair. We're
Yes.
even.
When you said Costco, I was like, oh Lord. But it's not. But here's the thing. This is what people have to realize. So people on the coin side say this all the time. I'm gonna wait for silver to drop and then I'll buy. I'm gonna wait for this to happen, then I'll buy. You don't stop buying, just like a stock or bond. You always throw into it because it's about the amount. It's not about little things. You can go and sell a 1 gram gold and get $90 for it right now, whatever. Go get an ounce and sell it for 2,600. Like, but let's say through 30 years, you had 40 ounces of gold to go sell. There's your money. There's your money.
Yeah, it's the
Again,
acquisition.
2000. Yep. 2000, you bought $5,000. Today, you would have $48,000 and then some. This is gold, by the way, Petty and
That's
Megan.
that's a gold. This is called the For You. So these are really cool. So this is actually a little gold coin, comes in a box display, and you can actually write in there who it's for and a personal note. And it's 24 karat gold. It's a little gold heart, and it's saved in there. And that is, I believe these guys were, I think they were like 32 or
I thought
38
they
or
were
something.
40 when I bought them.
And for
Chess, not
them,
checkers, people. Chess. Long game.
yes, long game. Unless you have big money. Now, that's different. Like, now, if I can go buy today $1
Petty's
million
buying the
in gold,
$150 box. I can see it now.
well, like if I go buy $1 million today in gold and I wait to this year and it goes up another $100 and I sell it real quick, that's different. But that's about weight and you've got power behind that move. Uh,
I'm not $1 million person yet.
that's
Neither
how
are we. Neither
neither
are we.
none of us are. But that's why I'd rather have gold for the $10 person, the $1,000 person, the $100 person, the $11 person. I want it for everyone, and that's why I also did Gold Shot and stuff because it gives everyone the ability. It doesn't matter if you only have 10 a month or 5 a month or whatever. Something is
For
there
every
for you
live,
to
I
put
buy
back.
$10 a $10 ball,
It just makes
and
sense.
I have a whole vial already.
It's
Like
like
so,
you guys spending money on a coffee. It's like you guys going out,
yes,
spending money on a coffee or spending money on a lunch or,
I
just
was
yes,
some
just gonna
knickknack at
say
the dollar
that.
store.
Coffee price,
but this is
really.
worth money. Your coffee's gone, and you pee it out, and it's worth zero. This sits in your safe, and it just goes up, and that's it.
Um,
But
Like,
it is running about 6:30, so let's get the final questions in that we
um,
have.
I
but
have
that
a.
was a 150 bucks. Just
I
so you
might
guys
have.
seen it. There
I'm
was
probably missed it, but the website, or you have a website, or
so
He's
we're
actually on
working.
RGCM Collectibles
okay,
1.0. Just follow this. He does lives. We are working on fixing his website. But the website would not be for sales. It'll just be posts. I post pictures of stuff that we have sold and things that
okay.
you can get and collect and stuff. And then also we're going to be posting stuff on YouTube and things like that. Hey, medic. And
Hey,
YouTube and things like that. So we're working on doing a YouTube presence for seeing the
Yes.
benefits that Pastor Petty has had in his lately.
I
Okay.
got a
Does he
lot
have
of
a
gold, and I'm sorry to hijack your live, and
No, you're good.
I'll get out of here now.
Love you,
Love your
medic.
beard.
And then one
You got
final
me.
question for me. If say like okay, so currently right now, every at the end of every month, we were just like throwing a bunch of money into savings. But if we wanted to do something where we could set up instead of throwing it into savings, investing into this, like do you have like a schedule where if we like certain types of things like gold pieces,
Yeah.
silver pieces, like you would just say, hey, it's that time, it's that time, like we set up at a certain amount, like say like I want to invest $500 a month
Yeah.
into it. Could you just set something up for us where we just auto
That's
renew?
where getting his
Yeah.
cell phone number is crucial.
I
Okay.
He
totally
will
will
not
do that.
share it with me, just so you guys know. He keeps his numbers private to himself.
Uh,
So I do not get your guys' phone numbers. He handles, I do go live sometimes on stuff for education on the 1.0 account, but I do not read the messages. I am a very honest person. You guys have to know me by now. But everything you guys do with him is private between you and him. Your Cash App or however you're going to pay is all handled through him.
So like I can set up something that's automatic. Like you know how people automatically will like invest in like Edward Jones stocks and
Yeah.
like
Well, you would
every
have to
month they
message him and say, "Hey, I have $500. I'd
Okay,
like to
okay.
get some
wonderful.
gold. I'd like to get some of this. What
Okay.
can you put together and send me pictures?" He can
Okay.
send you pictures. You can say, "No, I'm not to that one. Yes to that one. How about more like this?" And then he learns your taste. He learns what you like. He
Yeah.
knows me. Like he'll go out and go, "Oh my God, Smithy, I found this," and he'll send it to me because he knows my taste. He knows what I
Okay,
like.
that's awesome because I think that would be easier for me than like trying to catch a live and like pick and choose all the time. I'd be like, no, just invest for me. Like, give me what, just
Oh,
give
and
me
that
some,
you
send it.
But he
sound
has
more
to
like a
learn what you
stacker.
like.
Yeah, yeah,
Like a
yeah.
stacker just wants. I just want the most for my money that I can get. I'm not really collecting this for the look or what it is. I'm more into just the stackable side of it.
Okay.
And with that, I have people that do that all the time. 1 2 3 4 that was in the chat down in here. He'll get a hold of me and go, "Hey, I'm gonna send you a, a MoneyGram for 2,000. Get me 2,000 in silver, or
Okay.
give me this, or get me sterling silver, or get me mercury dimes,
No,
and
it's not
get me
exactly that
this."
amount. It could be 200, but he likes to
Right.
exaggerate numbers like me.
Nah, he like 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 normally
Stefan, that's
does some
TMI.
money. Like, but he does that like maybe once every 3 months or something like that. Like that's where everyone's pocket is a little different. But if you're wanting just stacker size stuff, we've got another guy in the group. He does it with gemstones, and at the first of the month, he sends me 150, and we do a box up of gemstones for him. And the value he ends up getting out of that is like 8 grand in gemstones for $150. Like
Wow.
it's that's not a problem to me at all. And that's
Okay.
something where if you message me for that private, what I can do with that is I'll give you my cell phone number. That way, your husband or you, it doesn't matter to me, whatever you feel more comfortable with, can text me. I can send you photos of them. So when it comes to gold coins, there's international with your Cougarans. We even have the old school, like which we actually have them over here. So like
Now
the
you know
old
why him and I
Mexico
could
stuff.
spend 7 hours on the phone
Right.
Good
talking about
job,
this stuff.
wifey. This was a home run, wifey.
Well, we've been
Like
trying to
Great
put this
Britain.
together since December, so
Yeah, and I mean, there's a ton of info. There's a lot out there, and this is the one thing we do in the live too is we will share in the live too as we go. And there's always something new coming in. I am 24/7 hunting for new stuff as well to bring in for the group. There's people that have been here for 6 years, so they're looking for new. There's people that just came in and everything is new. So I have to keep everyone happy. So when it comes to that, I hunt literally 24/7, like for stuff. So,
Did you already explain to the group again? I apologize. I've been just popping in and out.
oh,
Have
you're good.
you explained the idea of stacking versus collecting?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So
and it'll
if
all be on the
No,
YouTube.
that's
Pastor
perfect. I
Petty
know what it is.
loads
I
that
just
up.
wanted to
Yep.
make sure
okay,
that just
No, I'm
because it's
letting
a great
Stefan know
basic.
because he would have went into it again.
there's two realms of that, and I
Yeah.
fall in the middle. I like both, so I do both. Like
And I do both.
it makes sense.
I also collect gems. I also collect Pokemon cards. I also collect sports cards. I also collect Fenton glass. I also collect uranium glass. I collect anything that's unique and nobody else has
And cool.
and cool.
Like
Same,
Cool to
both,
me.
both, both.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send you a private message so I can kind of be prepared for your live tonight and kind of tell you what I'm looking for.
yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And again, if we don't have it on the live, we've got access to whatever too, so I can always send photos of that and say, hey, is this a better lineup? Do you want this? Yeah, that's great. Let's roll with it, and then boom.
Okay.
I don't do Cash App only because Cash App banned me for selling gold and silver.
Oh
You
no, that's
can't.
fine.
You're not allowed to sell gold and silver on Cash App. And too many people were putting comments of gold coin or for gold, and they
Right.
finally gave me a permanent ban for that.
Okay. All right, thank you. I'll reach out to you.
Perfect.
And on your page, last but not least, I promise, because like I said, I came in
Good.
late. On your page, like on RGCM, if we go onto your TikTok, we can kind of see what you're currently carrying, or is
So
it
what?
usually only live base?
So Telegram the lives we go through everything, but then my Telegram group, which I open up to buyers, and it doesn't mean you have to be a big buyer. It's just anybody that's a buyer. And I have some people that they don't have the funds. They might buy every couple months, but they're there to learn and to be part of the group and all that. We bring into the Telegram. There's about 120 people just in that. And in that group, we launch stuff I never even show in the lives.
And I post stuff that I find across the web for learning. I'm a huge gem girl, and being we're getting into that, I will post stuff in there about gems and stuff about coins that I find. Like I put this thing in that we did.
Like
Yeah.
pre-orders. There's the new snake goldbacks. We were doing those. Here's the new Canadian maples and the essays with privies. We're doing those. We were doing some Christmas ones from the US Mint. We were doing the Coca-Cola Bears golds. We're doing Christmas ornament ones.
This silver coin that's actually a tree ornament.
So literally, actually,
That looks like Waterford.
I even did. We even had like hangable Christmas
Santa.
silver. Just anything that we try to go around some holidays, obviously too. But we do. The difference though is there's like Hot Wheels. There's some of the ships and boat stuff. Halloween. Like there was Ross and Friends from the Friends show. Those are really cool.
There's two groups that we have. One is the pre-order group that is only just pre-order stuff. Go
Those are
past those
coins.
fast. Go past those fast.
Those are coins.
With Anna. But we have, this is the posting group for pre-orders. And then we have another group where he does post pre-orders, but we also have conversations and stuff like that. And people, so we have a friendly, and we have the pre-order. So you can just be in the pre-order group if you don't want to be in the conversating group. So when you see the pre-order that you want, because you can't comment, only Stefan and I can, in that pre-order group, you just message Stefan and says, yeah, I'll take one of that pre-order snake or whatever. And then he will take that pre-order, you send in the money, and he will order it for you.
Yep.
So you don't even have to wait for a live. That's why I started TG, so that we could all be a family on the family side, and also be a way to do sales and pre-orders that he can't hold a live for, all the pre-orders, because there's so many that come through.
And what time is tonight again?
8:30 Eastern time. And remember, he's like Petty, he will be late.
Okay.
I'll probably
And
be there.
what was the preferred method of
One more
payment?
service announcement. If you guys all make
Zelle.
sure you're following him, when you do
Zelle.
go in and click on the bell in the top right-hand corner, take in the bell, it will open you up. There's a spot for a red dot. Make sure you check the top box on both of them. One is to get notifications for when he goes live, and one is to get notifications for when he posts videos. Zelle is preferred payment, exactly.
I
And what-
have Zelle, Venmo. I actually have Square as well. But what was Square? It is a like store functioning
shit.
app,
So
so
you do
it
pay
does
the
charge.
3.5% charge because it does. You can do your credit cards or whatever, but there is
Yeah.
a 3.5% markup charge on that, only because he only makes
It's
one.
Credit card processor. Yeah, no, you can't eat that. You
Yeah,
can't
so
eat
Yeah.
your business.
He cannot eat the credit card fees.
No, nor should you.
Actually I do shop lives where I actually go to one of my biggest dealers and I'll actually walk in and I'll say whoever has Zelle, because it's directly to me. I bank with Chase, so I'm like, if you do Zelle, here's the cost. If you do Venmo or any of the other ones, it's this cost.
Because
They
they
might be
it out because
$2 more. Like, I'll literally sell at direct store price there. They'll be like, this is $20. I'm like, $20, guys. There's 10 of them. Who wants them? 20 people. I'll take one. I'll take one. I'll take one. Cool. And we'll write it down.
Shop
I'll
live,
have
you
them
have to
just
pay
send
right
payment.
there at the end of the shop live. If you do not pay by the end of the shop live, he does not purchase your stuff. Now, as far as the lives go, he will send you an invoice at the end of the night in your into your TG, or not TG, excuse me, into your TikTok, and then you have 24 hours to pay that. If you don't pay within 24 hours, he tries to keep up and send you a follow-up. But when shipping goes out, no pay, no go. You have 1 week to pay. You don't.
No way.
Repola. Your stuff.
You are not sitting on that. Yeah, nor should you. No, that's the way that we do. It's at time of service. You pay at the time of service.
You
That's
should
it. There's
see.
no chasing chickens. Nope.
No. So that's what I'm saying. This is a real business. This is his money. Again, he doesn't make money. So what he buys, he buys $50,000 worth of stuff, and when he sells 5,000, he needs that 5,000 back. So,
I basically roll it into the next live over and over again. Like,
Yeah, that's how you should. That's exactly what you do.
And he does clean
You
the toilet
take
a
your
lot.
profit, re-roll your investment. That's literally
So, but
the
show
name
your
of the
light
game.
switch real quick, and then we got to go because my dinner's ready. I know Petty's got to cook, and I know Stefan's got a few things to do before the live tonight.
Thank you.
oh, you guys are very welcome. What
Everybody
did you
learn.
want, Smithy?
Huh?
What did you say to do?
Show the light switch.
Oh,
So he has this light switch that he goes to restaurants and he puts over light switches when he leaves. And then Petty, I'll grab your question. Go ahead.
I wanted Meg so we all could, like you said, dinner.
Yep. So
Oh
this
no,
is
I'll
the light
contact
switch.
him after. I just
I'm
he
sorry,
is
Mom.
just in my wheelhouse. I have cards, I have silver, I have gold, I have watches.
that is the
I just want
nicest.
I need to pick his
The
brain.
bathroom over. That's the kind of silly things we do.
It's my face on the light switch guy. But that's where cards, all that. I also help out with information. People ask me all the time. Daily, I have someone. I got this, or my mom had this, my grandma had that, my grandpa, or I found this, or I was wanting to get this. I'd rather you get a hold of me and say that to where I can help you out. And I'm honest, where I'll say that's a really good price, roll with it, or I can't beat that. Honestly, I'm $2 more than that, so I can get it, or you can go there. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I find it honesty is kind of the best policy on that side of it. Like, people are going to buy all over. It's human nature. Impulse buying is what people do. So when they come to the live, they buy some things. They see another live, they might buy something. They go to the store and buy something. I mean, that's just human nature. So I'm not like a petty person, like, to where I'd be like, oh, I saw you there. Why'd you buy from them and not me? I'm not that kind of person.
Just be smart. All he asks is that you be smart in the purchases
Yes.
you make at other places. We understand
Yeah.
you will purchase from other places, but his objective is to get you the best price possible.
I just don't want you
But
screwed.
if you see something you really like and you don't think you can get anywhere else and you have to have it at that moment, please feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's helped Jackie. He does for me. I mean, I text him and say, "Hey, Stefan, can you get me this?" I'll go through eBay and sometimes find stuff, and I'll send it to him, and he says, "Nope, not even worth it." Because it's like $500-600. Let me see if I can find a better deal. It might take him 2 months to find what I want, but he will guarantee it that it's the best price he can find it at.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, let's go. Dinner time, break. 8:30 tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Again, he's like Petty. He's never on time. Get into the group,
Thank you.
follow along. If you do have questions, be patient with me. I will keep my notebook like I always do, and I will tell you I'll answer that question in a moment. Pay attention to the chat. When I'm in there, you will see me under Smith Crafty Corner. Just so you know, you will not see me under Wifey. So just know that if you're looking for Wifey to be live, I will not be live. This is when I tell you guys, oh, I was on the other side of TikTok. You know where I am now.
And thank you, obviously, for the time and letting us come on here and talk to your side and to your group and all that. I appreciate the invite and allowing that.
Oh no, thank you so much. I'm definitely will be in your DMs. Thank you.
Anytime.
Just keep in mind, I'll have Stefan take pictures of the stuff he wrote up. I won't get it to you tonight, Petty. I'll try to get it to you tomorrow in another PDF of the other stuff he said. So if you could wait till tomorrow to post your live, so we can put that PDF with it as well.
Wait till tomorrow to post this.
That way I can get this information from Stefan because I got to work with him tonight in the live. I won't have time to type it up and make it in a nice PDF.
Okay, this one won't get posted till tomorrow.
Yeah, if you don't mind. That way I can get all the PDFs together and everybody can read it.
I got other ones I can post from today.
I'm going to definitely be in your DMs as well, because I definitely would love to talk about the YouTube side. I was thinking about doing some stuff there. I was even thinking about doing new coin releases there and saying this is out or this is coming or whatever.
So
I
there
thought it'd
you
be
go.
kind of
Can
fun.
scratch each other's back. So, all right, guys. Well, you all have a wonderful night, and I'm going to jump down and let Petty say his final.
I'm gonna leave now. I just got told dinner's ready. Bye,
Yeah,
y'all.
my food is ready. So I have to go. I'm getting
Love
yelled.
you guys. Love y'all. Thank you so much.
But I love you guys. Thank you very much for giving us the time and willingness to learn. Again, It's something you have to search your soul to make sure it's something that's good for you. Just because it's good for me, just because it's good for Patty and other people's in this group, does not mean it's something that will be good for you. So make sure that you are doing your research and make sure you are doing something to know that tomorrow you can't go and cash out. You might pay $102 today, but if you go to cash that gold out, you're only going to make 80, 90 bucks. So you can't, it's not something that you can have an asset that you need to bank out the next month because, oh my God, I shorted myself. You have to invest wisely. This is a
Be smart.
long-term investment.
Just do what you can do.
Yes.
Amen. We out there.
Thanks,
Amen.
Love y'all.
Patty.
Thanks.
Peace.